Right, okay, dude. You have something for Father Lucian?
Yeah, so what I'll basically do is recount what my dream was in the night, describing obviously the fact that, I definitely saw Tia, and I'm fairly sure I saw the Morning Lord, and recount the fact that what they told me was a woman with one leg will tell you where to find what you are looking for, and that they gave my blessing and good fortune. So I'll obviously describe Tia to see, and basically ask if he's ever had any communication from the god in that respect at all, because obviously it's quite a large thing to have two deities appear in a vision to yourself.
Yeah. So when you mention this to Father Lucian, he's flabbergasted. You get the impression that you've just knocked him. He's straight away he's like, what? So what did you see? So as you start to recount your tale, he's even more and more intrigued, and he will definitely say, no, I've never heard of anything such. To be frank, I've never had such an occurrence with the Morning Lord. Never mind another deity. This is rare indeed.
So I'll recount to him that I feel it's in relation, and I'll explain what I did in the chapel at Strahd's with pledging myself to be champion for the Morning Lord until, either I leave this realm or someone else steps forward to take that mantle. So I say that there's where I feel kind of this has reached out from, but even I was surprised. I am surprised by the response. I expected more as just I'm going to do this anyway. I'll then also go in a little bit of detail because obviously with the new spells that have been added to me, obviously I can't describe to him that I know new spells, but that I seem to have knowledge of, I don't know, magic that I didn't have before. And I mean, I'm guessing he's probably a cleric of that domain, with him being from the Morning Lord. Just to try and describe the feeling of what until I start casting them, I'm not going to know exactly what they are or do, but just to put that point across to him to get a bit of guidance, so I understand what the spells are that I've suddenly kind of gained.
Okay, right. What I'm going to do, because it'll be it'll let me tell you Father Lucian's knowledge, and it'll also let the other players go, what's that I'm rolling? So roll just a d20, and it's going to be a religion check for Father Lucian.
I'm rolling a d20 for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're going to add it to his religion modifier.
Doesn't seem to be rolling. Oh yeah, has done. I've just asked.
Okay. So just 4. Okay, so Father Lucian, he will say that he's not aware of specific light-related gifts, miracles.
Okay.
So the fact that if you have indeed been blessed, then you are truly, truly blessed.
Okay.
And again, you get the sense that he has no idea, and he's even more than, I mean, he wasn't in awe of you. He respected you before, but now he's pretty much in awe of Jarek.
Super. So the only other things I will ask him of is, does he know of any other chapels of the Morning Lord? Specific, obviously there'll be minor ones scattered here, I imagine, here and there, but any of the major ones, because obviously there's the one in the church, there's the one here, there was the one in the first town.
Yeah. The only other holy place would be the Abbey of Saint Markovia, which is in Kresk. If you remember, we discussed Kresk last time. He will tell you that there used to be a settlement by the name of Berez, which was Berez is along the Luna River, south of Argynvost Holt, south of the Crossroads, which is just west of Vallaki. That has been destroyed, but there might be ruins of a church there, depending on what you're looking for.
Okay. And then just quickly before I kind of head back to the group, I will just inquire about, I've heard obviously of this chapel or abbey, and something about the abbot being mysteriously long-lived. Has the father met him? Does he know him? Or
No, never met him. He has heard exactly the same rumours as you. I can't remember if it was Lucian that gave you those details or not, but
I can't remember.
No, I know. He does know that the rumours suggest that at least 100 years ago, so before Father Lucian was born, there were reports of an abbot or the abbot appearing in Kresk, but he knows not a great deal more.
That's fine. So I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm basically going to tell them that obviously we're going to be out of the city today, but we're back and around. If there's any more information Father Lucian can find, if he's got any texts from the Morning Lord or anything that might help me, guide me in what I've gained and what, because I say I've been a follower of Tyr, though I'm, as a cleric, I'm aware of the Morning Lord. I don't really know many of his rituals and things like that. So even any form of books that I could, either have to take away so I've got a bit of knowledge about it would be beneficial if I'm going to be championing this. I don't mean right this second, because I say we'll be travelling back. We're hoping to be back to the church by night anyway tonight.
Okay, let's. What I'll do then, I'd like a persuasion check from you. Now, what do you think would be most intriguing for the other party? Is if you roll persuasion or just roll another d20 and add your persuasion check to it? Should we roll persuasion? Yeah, do it.
It's taking ages to roll.
Perhaps there's been a D&D Beyond update. I don't know.
Yeah, only 9.
9. Okay.
He's in awe of me.
He is. He is in awe of you, but you rolled a 9. So what he'll say is that he does have holy texts, but he needs them. If people visit, what he will do though is he will ask around, see if he can scrounge up another copy from somewhere, see if anyone's got a spare copy. Failing that, he can start scribing things that as he's reading through the text. Yeah, if he comes across something that he thinks will be helpful for you in terms of your abilities, he'll write it down. And
that's fine. And obviously, when I'm back, if we're back here this evening, I'm sure he doesn't mind me poring over them myself, kind of thing. And that's fine. Yeah. So that's everything I had to ask him in character. So just out of character, just to confirm. So with these spells, because obviously these were a nightmare to add. So. Did we say that I need to sleep again before I can prepare any of these or not? Or because all I've been able to do is add them like the other domain spells, which means they've automatically gone into my prepared list. I can't get them just into my spell book.
How I'd do it if I were you is you're going to have to prepare them individually. So you have to have it prepared to be able to cast it.
So not domain spells.
No, not domain spells.
No, that's fine.
Similar to a wizard spell book. The only thing I could suggest, Adam, is if the amount of spells that you should be allowed is if you're short, then you'll have.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to manage. I mean, they'll all be in my list just so I've got the spells to hand. I'm just going to have to manage how they work. The only other thing I might go and try doing is take them out of my list and maybe just create a magic item, bound them all to that so I can go and refer to the spells in the magic item. I might tweak how I play with it, but for now, if you were to go onto my character sheet, it just shows that I can cast them at will, which obviously is a bit powerful.
Yeah, dude, I don't mind.
But we're saying that I because obviously we slept last night, but I can't have them prepared for today then. Otherwise, I might not be able to use them today.
No, you can have them today.
That's
because strictly speaking, in terms of the rules, as far as I'm aware, it says that after you've completed a rest, then you can change.
That's fine. So I'll tweak and work out while we're doing our first bit of whatever we're doing today. I'll tweak and work out what I've actually got memorised rather than reading it all out loud to people.
Sound.
I think that was everything.
Okay, dude. I'll meet you in the main chat.
Yeah.
Main things there are going to be Wall of Force, Hold Monster, Fireball. The rest of it, you're probably better off.
Adios.
Oh, later, Chodes.
Right, now what's happening?
You've lost the news, Dave.
I've lost I've lost everything. Everything's changed. Right, what's going on? Oh, it's all changed, Adam. Right, so I'll tell you what we'll do. Did you want a recap, were you saying, Jim?
No, I've had one off the guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
Right, sound.
Yeah, so I recapped him. Dan just kept telling me he was dead.
He is, isn't he? He had to re-roll a character.
Not quite. Well, wouldn't that be dandy?
No, that's not what I said. What I
In
actually
your
said
absence,
is
Jim, you were absolutely solid. To be fair,
what I actually
I've
said
never
is
seen
we all
anything like
died.
it. Two
We all died.
monsters. Yeah, two monsters from full to dead in 2 attacks.
Three monsters, Mark.
Sorry,
monsters.
3. Yeah.
3.
Full to dead. That's 3 things dead in one go. Yeah, that was quite impressive.
Right, so I'm going to try and reconfigure this. I'm still trying to learn this.
Right, I'll have
OBS business.
Yeah,
Go on then, Mark.
chicken sandwich. Well,
yeah, I don't belong.
Yeah, well,
Into the old level.
Yeah, what I actually told JMO Mark was not Mark, Dave. We all died, and the campaign couldn't carry on with just him, so that's why he needed a new character. He wasn't having any of it.
Surprisingly.
I know. I thought it'd have fallen for it too.
Annoyingly.
But yeah, as far as the rest of the party would have seen there, Jarek just went and asked to speak to the father in private for a bit and then came back out after. Yeah.
Was that after we'd all woken up?
Yeah, in the morning after we've all kind of woken up and everything.
Because I wake up with a, for fuck's sake.
For any reason?
I was visited by Saloon last night.
Hang on, you shouldn't swear in a church.
I didn't use their lord's name in vain. Yeah, I was visited by Saloon. There is a way to save my mother. The answer's in the crypts under Ravenloft.
Hey.
However, she has said we will not be able to re-reach those crypts until we are ready to face the devil one last time. So that confirms that we're not to go back to the crypts. Saloon has informed us if we try to return to the castle before we're ready to confront Strahd, it will end in a confrontation we can't handle. I asked her and I didn't get an answer as to whether my mother has to remain alive or not. All I was told is there is an answer in the crypts. In the crypt of Baron Eyes Glazed Druff, which isn't a name I recognise, so I imagine it's in the lower half.
So what you're saying is we should have done what Jarek wanted and searched the crypt.
I feel that without knowing to do that, I wouldn't. That name would mean nothing to anyone.
No one listens to the Mad Druid.
It's your fault, Jim, that we didn't search the crypt, by the way. You told us all to leave. We had to get out really fast.
You got the second-hand heebie-jeebies being run by the DM. Jim, is what happened. Okay, so just to recap, Mark, Nick's told you that he was visited by Saloon in the night, and his mum can be saved. The only way to save her is to be found in the crypts of Ravenloft.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's what I said.
That's what everyone said.
I was right.
Adam was right.
So you wake up in the morning. Jarek disappears with Father Lucian. Father Lucian comes back, and let's have a group insight check from everyone other than Jarek, then, just to see if you can glean anything from.
Cytocles.
19.
Okay, so I'm going to go group check though, Dan. So it's not going to be individual.
18.
Although 18 is pretty good.
Insight.
1 isn't amazing.
No,
It could be better. Oh, it's a bit of sick in that.
24.
I mean, it can't be worse.
Okay, so
No.
what you all see as Jarek returns normally stoic visage, just very businesslike as he walks through. Father Lucian is, and you sort of have to second glance. It looks at one point he's skipped. He's cock a hoop. And he starts going into his chamber, and he comes out with 3 tomes, and he puts them on the altar, and he's feverishly, happily scribing down bits of text.
This
He's
is the
in his
temple of the
element.
Morning Lord, isn't it?
Oh, so what's going on here? What's going on? Bit of
And
excitement.
the Morning Lord is who Adam has just pledged himself to, isn't it? Jarek's just pledged himself to.
Back in the chapel.
So inference here is he's just said, "I'm your new champion," and he's pretty glad about it.
I've just asked what's going down. Everyone seems excited. Happy days. What's going on?
Jarek will just, not in a nasty way, but just kind of gently, just kind of shake his head and just say that's it's not for now.
Okay, right.
Northern Owl.
Northern New. Let's, in that case, hadn't we made a plan to go and it wasn't it
We made so many plans.
the thing that was possibly helpful for you, Nick? Wasn't there
To the north.
a thing that we were going to go to and check to see if there was a thing there?
There was
It's
a
a camp
quick
for elves.
camp for elves just to see how we can help. And then we had a
Seems
main
good call.
objective for the
There's a-
day.
Right,
Broken.
let's do it.
Okay, so the main objective, the first objective for the day, was to head towards the Vistani camp, which is where the Dusk Elves were camped around. So you break your fast with Father Lucian. He, Isabel, Irina, and Gertruda are still there. I'm gonna. I know. In fact, I can't do it. I can't. I was going to play this sort of sexist card and say they'll get breakfast ready for you, but no, that's just it's
Not
the
necessarily
21st
no.
century.
While everyone's round the table, right? Because I've not broached this to I don't think I've told anyone, and I bet everyone's forgot what happened. When I was alone, I can't even remember where I was in the castle on my Todd. There was a painting of you, my dear. Except it can't be you because I double checked it. I've seen a few paintings in my time. This thing was centuries old, and you're what, 23?
I turned to Fester. I'm
Which
quite
makes me-
offended that he forgot we were with him.
Oh no,
Ah.
he said you read back.
Yeah,
to-
they might have been with me. People might have been. Yeah, that could have easily been the case. So I had a
If
theory.
you thought he was alone, it's a good job it wasn't a sexy picture.
I have a theory on it, which is why I think that's why Strahd's interested in you, because you are the double, literally the double of this lady from the painting. And whether it's some sort of reincarnation thing or what, I've no idea. You might just look a lot like her, but I think avoiding Strahd would be a really good idea.
So as you point towards Irina and say, a picture of painting of you, my dear, the colour drains from her, and she starts to, her skin appears a little bit waxy, and you see her start to tremble a little bit, and she looks petrified. And as you sort of finish your dialogue saying, "Stay away from Strahd," she's sort of nodding. But in response, she's got nothing. She just looks genuinely petrified.
Well, that's my theory on why he's interested in you, and I think the fact that we so far have kept you away from him is the way it needs to go. I'd go to dramatic levels to avoid getting intimate with him, because I don't think the plans are going to be very enjoyable in one way or another.
You see,
mean like
Someone's
making sure she gets escorted to the lackey so she can get away from him, that sort of thing? That'd be a good idea. You should get a group of 5 adventurers to escort you away from Strahd's castle.
So cynical. So as you finish talking, you can see, and you say intimate, she sort of holds a hand to her neck where you know you've seen the bite marks before, and she's sort of rubbing it absentmindedly, and she'll sort of say, "Well, what do you suggest? Because I'm safe in here. What are your suggestions?" And you can see she's nervous now.
I'd say I would discuss it with the father. He's the holy man. He maybe knows a lot more about keeping evil out than certainly I do. But the fact that he's been coming to you, he thinks, whether it's the truth or not, I think that he thinks that you are something to do with this obviously dead lady from hundreds of years ago who looks exactly like you in every way. So I don't know. I did look in the library. I couldn't find any reference to him ever having a wife or anything like that. But
We did find reference to a wife.
did we?
They were sat around the
Yeah,
dinner
the
table
crypt.
with us.
No, the crypt.
Yeah,
One of
And they
them
were
did,
sat at the
didn't
and
we?
they were sat at the dinner table with us.
Yeah. So I suspect that whether it be the case or not, that Strahd believes that you are a reincarnation of this lady who's, let's be faced, going to be his wife. So I don't know what you make of that, but I think you'd be best to stay as low profile as possible. The less people know where you are, the better.
Okay, so she's still there scratching away, and she'll say, "Yeah, no, that's good." So stay inside the church. No, yeah, definitely. And she looks towards Father Lucian, and she sort of other hand is on the table, and Father Lucian will, not in a very respectful way, dignified way. He'll put his hand on top of hers, and he'll sort of pat it, and he'll go, "We'll do what we can, my dear." Father Lucian will say, he'll ask the question to everyone, and he'll say, "So the powers that the devil has, does anyone have any advice? What should we do? Should we just stay away from the outside, or do we think it's safe for Irina to walk the grounds?"
Never refer to this place as our home.
Okay.
Strahd has permission to enter our residence, so never refer to this place as our residence, as in our group.
Point, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good advice.
Right.
What was that?
I'll tell you, Dan, do me a favour. Roll D20 for me, please. This is going to be an intelligence check for Father Lucian.
He dumb.
Okay. He'll say no. That's great advice. And I've heard tell that he's been able to beguile creatures, beguile women, men and women before, and at this,
No
again,
evidence of that. None of us were charmed at all. No, I don't think he even tried.
However, Irina has. And as he mentions this, she, if it's possible for her to pale anymore, and she says, "Yeah, no, I remember gazing into blackness, and then I just woke up in the morning with these marks." So, and she's sort of at this, her shoulders drop. She's, I mean, you know Irina reasonably well. She is a pragmatist at the end of the day. She is a Barovian. She'll say, "Well, needs must. So stay inside the church. Don't go near any windows, especially at
Something
night
I
time."
will say to keep an eye out for if you do ever encounter him again, especially if you encounter as a group. He seems to cast his spells by playing with a coin between his palms. So if someone starts acting unusually and he has been playing with a coin, he could have cast an enchantment upon them that way.
Okay,
That's
helpful
interesting.
information.
Coins, but-
He can read minds, enter our minds, detect our feelings, our thoughts.
Jarek, is there anything that you know? I mean, as a fellow holy man, is there anything that you're aware of that would be able to protect her maybe from things, while we're not there, so to speak?
Well, other than the staying on the hallowed ground, quite frankly, no.
Lancelot.
If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. 'Cause I don't think the outcome would be good if he gets hold of her. I really don't. I've got a bad feeling about it.
Your best source for that would be Rokkr and his Van Richten's Guide to monsters. So as this conversation is going on, would Rokkr want to rifle through his copy of Van Richten's Guide to monsters to see what he can find about vampires?
I think he would, yes.
Yeah.
Everyone's reading books this morning.
So everything that's been said so far makes perfect sense. So can't step on hallowed ground, can't cross running water.
Two shakes, that's all.
And they can beguile. He can charm. So you would be aware of the fact that.
Not a fan of garlic.
Garlic doesn't do a thing.
No, just doesn't like it. just doesn't like garlic in his food.
No. I've just seen Dan with a fan. I'm going to get my fan. 1 second.
I didn't think it was that warm tonight. I'm fine where I am.
Tom randomly gifted me a General Grievous.
Who did?
Tom.
Okay. It's cool.
Uh,
Just something different to paint.
What's that, Ted?
yeah.
General Grievous.
Oh, sweet.
Tom's got like 3 different versions of it.
We in a natural pause for me to ask Father
Check
Lucian
out
to do
Take Me
something for me.
tablet.
Sure.
I'd like him to see if either he does already know of this name from Barovia's past, or if he could do some research for me about Baron Isgalathruff.
Okay. That's going to be another D20 then, please, Stan.
Am I there? Can I give him aid?
Yeah, you're going to
Oh, right.
guidance Father Lucian. You can roll a D4 then, Mark.
D4.
Ooh.
Look at that sheet, and there he is. There's a yacht. Oh, and I've clicked back. Oh, you twat. Sorry. Here we go. I'm back. D4.
So 14's reasonable.
17 with the D4
Okay.
plus 3, so 17.
So Father Lucian, at the mention Isglaive, he pronounces it, and Druff with a emphasis on the "or." He will tell you that yes, the Baron was a contemporary of Strahd's when he first moved into the area. He believes, if he remembers his folklore, that he was one of Strahd's men when he first entered, when he was still alive, when he entered the Valley of Barovia. But he can't tell you much more than that.
When Strahd was still alive, or when the Baron was still alive?
When Strahd was still alive, he was one of
So
Strahd's men.
Strahd arrived as a mortal,
Mhm.
not as a vampire, not undead.
Correct.
With
That's
soldiers.
Yep.
We've not heard any story of Strahd's arrival. If you know anything more, not of Baron, but of Strahd's entrance into Barovia.
Well, that's the rumor. That's something that he's been able to pick up from passers-by and gossip in the church. You know, when they have after sermons and all the rest of it, and they all sit around and have mother's mornings and all the rest of it. So the rumor is some 4, 5, 6, 1,000 years ago. Who knows? Strahd entered Barovia as a conqueror and decided that the natural beauty of the place was enough for him to set up an encampment, a castle, more than an encampment. He wanted to fortify the whole valley, so we built Castle Ravenloft. And then something occurred. There was something happened in the castle, and it drove everyone out of the castle. And then the mists descended. So in between Strahd arriving, what did you roll? You rolled a 17 plus his
17.
Okay. So the rumours suggest that from Strahd's arrival as a mortal man conquering the valley, and these events that led to the mists descending, there were a good maybe 15, maybe 20 years in between.
So Strahd didn't bring the mist. Strahd came to this land as a normal person, not evil. The land is not as we see it now, a beautiful landscape, and something corrupted, or potentially something along with this mist corrupted him, rather than he corrupted the land.
Unknown. The rumours suggest that, and as the Devil Strahd is, everyone is his victim. Everyone is trapped here because of him. That he is the cause of it. But as to why, no one knows.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Any more business before we hit the road?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So it doesn't take you long to walk out of the town. As you're walking through the town, there's 1 day left until the Festival of the Blazing Sun, and you start to see more posters around. You also see, I'm just going to have to remember where you are. No, so you're in the church, which is towards the west of Vallaki. So all you've got to do is come out the doors, and within 20 minutes, you're next to the road that leads to the Vistani camp. But you do walk past piles of dry wood next to these posters, and you get the impression that the Festival of the Blazing Sun, there's going to be lots of these burning small pyres, which eventually lead to the town square and the main events in the town square. The other thing that you notice that you're kind of used to now, you are sort of semi-celebrities in here. Everyone who walks past you, as they were before, they were sort of walking with their heads down. Now there's a doff of the cap, and all will be well. And every now and again, someone will walk up and sort of shake your hand, let's say, and all will be well. All will be well. So
all will be better.
Ka-ching.
Make Vallaki great again.
So you get to the outskirts of the town.
Sorry, would we have gone through where the shops are?
No,
We can have done.
No problem. I was going to say, if we were going past the weapon shop, I'd have gone in to ask if it was ready early, whether it made good progress, or. But if we're not going past
we can
it,
take a detour past there. It's not going to add any.
No, don't indulge him. Head north.
Okay.
So you walk out of the main gates, and the guards are, it's the heroes of Lucky. So you make your way
Me again.
to me again. Come. You walk along the Old Svalich Road. You turn south towards where the Vistani camp is. Festa and Rokkr have both investigated this area before, so they can point you to the main roads quite easily. And the woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into the sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, in a ring is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through the hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odour of wine and horses that emanate from this central area. So this is fan art.
Interesting smell of wine and horses.
Okay.
On map tools, if that loads up for you.
Yeah, quickly as well.
It is. It's good, isn't it? I'll show you the official one as well. Because that, to be honest, that's really quite pretty as well. Sure, it's so that and this. So here.
That one's loading a lot slower.
Okay. Yep. Let me know when you've got it, and I'll switch back to the other one. At least I'll know it's loaded then.
That's a monkey trousers, monkey
As we
trousers.
walk through the camp,
Got it.
it's kind of talking to the group of
right. Yeah.
Yeah, how are we going about asking, first of all, the reward and hinting at that, and how do we get this conversation started, or are we just going in blunt, going, we're here to help
we are the
land.
heroes of Vallaki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we want the reward that the tarot cards, but
Bathe in our magnificence.
Well, I mean, the Vallaki women all hit on Dan. The vampires all seem to like Festa. So why don't you two just go and do your thing?
Well, we can ask them all to inhale deeply of the reek of our awesomeness.
I missed something. Was this? I thought we were going to the Dusk Elf camp. Is this the Vishanti?
they live together, don't they?
They live together.
Right, they're together. I didn't realise they were the same camp. I missed that bit.
Yeah, so while Rokkr and Festa were investigating the, well, in fact, both of them have investigated for two reasons. Rokkr went to investigate Dusk Elves and saw the Vistani, and Festa went to investigate the Vistani and saw the Dusk Elves.
Well, that's collaborating stories at least.
Yeah. So what you can see, the houses, these houses built into the hill are Dusk Elf structures. And the hill clearly cart tracks lead up to the Vistani camp. So you're aware of the Vistani barrel top wagons now surrounding this tent. What I can tell you from Rokkr and Festa's previous visits, even though it's early in the morning, it's still not ridiculously early in the morning. There is far less activity. When I say far less, there's a definite lack of
Guinea pigs.
people. Guinea pigs there are none. Apparently they're good eating. So they've eaten them all. But there's not many people about at all. In fact, as you approach, you get all the way to the base of the hill before anyone makes themselves visible. You can't see any Dusk Elves. And Rokkr will tell you that there were at least 2 Dusk Elves outside each hut. And there were Vistani everywhere, that both Festa and Rokkr will go on to tell you. But as you get to the bottom of the hill, the first person you see is a Vistani fellow appears from the tent. You weren't wanting to stealth up, I'm assuming. I'm taking that away from you.
I'm not particularly stealthy.
No, so you're approaching openly. So as the tent flap opens, and it's an older Vistani gentleman. If you had to place an age on him, you'd sort of put him 60s, probably mid 60s.
He's opened the door and pissed out the door.
Oh, quite. He opens the door and sees you, and then straight away he starts to head towards you. And as he approaches, he sort of takes in the look of you all. And he'll say in his sort of thick Vistani accent again. I know it's out of.
Dave, you're the GM. You can do whatever you like.
So he sounds like a pikey from Snatch. And he'll say, "Have you come to find Arabelle? Do you know of Arabelle?"
No, we don't. Tell us. We can see if we can help if we've got the time.
He'll sort of nod and say, "Yeah, Lugash, Aragal, and Argo. They've all got us looking for Arabelle. It's Lugash's daughter. She went missing last night. All of the Dusk Elves are out looking for her." That's me pikey impression.
Yeah.
All of them. Were there any? Was
He'd have
any of
choice.
them the leader left behind? Any Dusk Elves, or did every single one go?
The daughter of the leader is missing. There's a few Dusk Elves left, but the rest are all looking for Arabelle. Do you know anything? Please tell us. You know something about Arabelle, and you can tell he's very concerned.
We don't.
While they're talking to him, I'll kind of drop back to speak to Rokkr to say, Rokkr and Festa to kind of say, you're the best chance we've got tracking them.
Do we have time? Because we've got to get back for that stupid festival. So have we got time to do this now? If we have, then
it's a missing child. We make time.
Fair play. Yeah.
He will say to you. So he'll sort of, as he's rambling on, he'll say, "Arabelle, she's 6 or 7 years old, jet black hair," and she'll say, however tall is 6 or 7. How old is? I have to remember how tall Tess is. So three and a half foot. So she acts older than she is. She's a little girl, jet black hair, pretty as a picture.
Where was she last seen?
Sorry. As soon as it's you start again. As soon as Adam, I can't remember what you called, Adam has sort of suggested that we're the best chance of finding, I've instantly gone into high alert, and I'm almost only partially listening to the conversation, and I'm checking everything around me, seeing what's.
So yeah, I'll stop the guy talking to say, where was she last seen, so we can.
Okay, so let's have a roll from Jin then. So it's going to be a. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Dan. Is it nature check for tracks and whatnot?
Sorry, tracking survival.
Survival. So let's have a survival check from Rokkr then. And as he stops, he's just before you stop, he's sort of, because you're asking him about who's there. He'll say that Casimir, the lead elf, he's still in his hut with a couple of guards, but the rest are all. So you know that Casimir, the leader of the elves, is still here. And then as you stop him, what did you want to ask him? What did you stop him for? You say
Where they were last seen.
she was last seen. She didn't. People thought that she went to bed last night, but when she woke up, her caravan was empty. Her bed was empty.
Which one's her caravan?
He'll point you in the direction of the caravan.
So I'll obviously gesture that to Rokkr and Festa.
Okay.
Am I rolling now?
Go for it, Jim. What did you want to say, Ted?
Just wondering if Argo's
Excuse
gone to
my
look for her.
language.
Argo's gone looking for her as well. Yes.
Which way?
Can I approach the caravan and have another look?
You can have a poke around.
Because that was my initial just checking to see if I can see anything when he first.
Just because of your gumption, Jim, you can have another roll. We'll say you have it with advantage, being as you were pointed in the right direction. Okay. In answer to Festa, 20 is better roll.
Yeah, better.
But in theory, yeah, it depends which way around it was. So this Vistani fellow, he'll look, because you've just mentioned Argo, he'll look a little bit confused and he'll sort of scratch his head and say, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I think Argo went north into the woods, but I'm not sure. No, Argo went to the north. Argo went to look near the lake, he'll say. So with the 20, you can see around Arabelle's wagon and where this fella identifies himself as Stefan. Just in case it comes up, it's easier for me to refer to him as Stefan. You can see tracks around her bedroom window in this barrel-topped wagon. So the grass is depressed slightly in a pattern that you think someone has broken into her bedroom window and grabbed her and spun. And it's as the grass is there and spinning. That's what you're picking up with a 20. But the tracks then they go north, but you lose them.
Can I ask to go into to the leaders to see if I can gather any additional information before we go out?
Can you transform into a dog of any description as part of your druidiness? That would be the bet. If we can't track, if there's no tracks, then there'll still be a scent trail. You'll be able to follow the scent trail.
So was Adam? We all next to the caravan, and yeah, of course we were. Right. So, go on.
I think you were the only one that got up to the caravan. We were just. I don't know how far down the hill he was when he got to us.
Right. So okay, let's say I've come back to you and I've relayed my fears, but not said it in such a way where this Stefan chap can hear. So I've either used a different language or in hushed tones and just took Adam to one side and just said, "Look, time is of the essence here."
Sound. So I'm gonna try and answer what everyone was saying then. So in terms of Nick's question, Stefan will say, "Well, Casimir's he's too ill at the minute, but you can speak to him if you will. The leaders of the Vistani camp, they're all out. You can't speak to any of those, but help yourself if you want to speak to Casimir." Yep. So that sounds like a reasonable suggestion from Mark from Akxikas.
Yeah, I kind of want to find this Argo dude as well, to be honest.
We can do both. You'll be able to sniff like a bastard.
It depends the same way, though, doesn't it?
Okay, it's an idea. Let's because it sounds like the direction we're heading. We've got two directions now. We've got the urgency. You seem to have leapt into the urgency of finding Arabelle, which is spot on. But also Nick seems to be wanting to do his thing still. Which direction are we going to head, or are we, don't do it? Are we splitting?
We're heading for the child.
I was just going to ask one or two questions just to clear some things up. It wasn't about our initial reasons.
You can catch up.
It's related to this.
Yeah, but if it's related to this, but I would say if there's 1 or 2 questions we get there and find we're too late, it's on you.
Fine. I don't need to go as long as you're not rushing off. I only need a minute or so.
Well, that's fine. If we can start to move forward and pick the track up, but not
If
move
you
off
slowly
too
pick the
quickly.
track up, and then I'll.
Okay, I think I can
Rokkr
resolve
will
this.
then.
So to pick the track up is going to take Rokkr and Fester and anyone that uses abilities a good 10, maybe 20 minutes to have a good thorough check around. This is it's wet ground, it's wet grass. The abduction, this twisted grass, you've only spotted it because of the nature of the twisting. It looks like someone's twisted in a hurry, but the tracks have disappeared. So if you're going to find something else, it's going to take some time. So let's do Nik first then. Just to get that out of the way, because you instantly catch up with everyone else, and then we'll have some rolls.
So, yeah, going into him. Did you say there was him and 2 guards in there?
Yeah. So, and as he points towards, and he points to the opposite side of the hill. So at the south side, he'll say that's where Casimir's hovel is. And you can see that standing quietly in front of the house, bathed in the warm light of the lanterns, are 2 sullen grey cloaked figures. Their angular features and black flowing hair half hidden under their cowls. This is where Casimir is, if you wish to approach.
Do they look like elves?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll speak to them in Elvish. We're here to help find Arabella. There's just a few things I hear. He's not in peak fitness. However, I may also be able to help there. I just wanted to ask. We'd got his name, hadn't we? What was his name?
Casimir.
Sorry.
Casimir.
Just some questions for Casimir and see if there's any way I can help.
Sure.
Help him.
It's Kasimir, Dan. If you want to know.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have. So from inside, you can hear a very a cough of someone that's very poorly. It's a fruity cough, we'd refer to it at work. It sounds, there's a lot of crepitus there. It's crackly. It sounds like someone poorly is inside. Let's have a persuasion roll with advantage, just to get you past.
Persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, because it's only a simple thing, but I didn't want to just throw you straight through. 25. So the guards, one of the guards will go inside, and from he comes out walking on his arm with a hunched over hooded figure, and you can clearly tell that this fella has or is very poorly. He's got the waxy skin. He's a dusk elf, so he's a dark complexion, dark hair, streaks of grey. You can see around his head is a bandage, again soaked in sweat, and with his hood pulled up as the wind sort of catches the hood, you can see that the bandages cover the top of his ears. Usual angular features, even more gaunt than usual. His eyes are sunken in, and this is where the cough's coming from. And he coughs and coughs and coughs, and he has to take a moment to, get rid of the produce.
I didn't wish to get you out of bed. I'd have been happy to have come in whilst you rested.
He holds his hand up and he'll sort of say, "No, it's good that you've come to help, Arabelle. But I understand you wanted to ask me some questions."
First of all, I can tell you're not well. My magic isn't strong, so if this is something severe, I won't be able to help. However, if you would allow me, I'd like to try some weaker curing magic to see if that helps at all at the moment.
Any help is wonderful. I am recovering though, just a touch of consumption. I am improving. I
will use 5 points of lay on hands to cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting him, just in case there's any infection or anything that's.
Well, you've just cured it. If you've got cure disease, it's a disease.
It is a disease.
It.
Tidy. So straight away with your, what does it look like when you cast this on him?
It's the hand kind of glows moonlight from beneath the palm. It kind of comes out the fingers and then kind of
It does. I've seen him do it.
ripples over the body.
So straight away, you can see the waxiness pass, the colour return to his cheeks, and he stands upright and looks in awe at you. He said, "Wow, what is your name?"
Nik.
Where are you from, Nik? This is incredible. And he gestures you inside. He says to the guards, "Leave us," and you go into his hovel now. It's a very modest-looking place. Let's have a religion check, just while I'm describing a few bits and pieces. So there's the main room, and then there's a set of curtains beyond where there's a bed, and there's sort of statues beyond, of which you've no idea what the statues are. But he sits down on the bed and he motions towards a chair, and he's sat upright. He does cough again, but he says, "It's still going to take me a few days to get over this, but I'm healed. This is incredible. Where are you from? How?"
I'm from, I believe, the Forgotten
Your
Realms.
mass!
So we'll say, "Okay, no, I think no. Wait a minute. Yes, I recall," and he has heard of that before. And he'll say, "Well, what do you wish to ask me? What can I help you with?"
Well, initially, was it Madam Eva? Yeah, Madam Eva had hinted that you require some help. Now, we originally came to see what help we could give you. Whether that is current situation, which we are happy to help with, and his guards had waited outside, aren't they?
Yeah.
As long as you wanted us to help.
So to respond, he would say, "Well, you've already cured me of the consumption. That's incredible. Like I say, I'm not a young elf anymore. It's still going to take me perhaps a few days, maybe a week, to get over the after effects to build my strength up. But everything you've done already is amazing. In terms of Madam Eva, Madam Eva is from a long line of honourable Vistani. Let's have an insight check at this point. 20's good. So when he says honourable, he's almost saying it as if wistfully, wishing that the honour of the Vistani was repeated, possibly in this camp. And he'll say that, well, truly, you must have been blessed to pass on the blessing to me. But in terms of aid, and he sort of looks around conspiratorially, and he will say that actually I do need aid. My sister, Petrina, years ago, hundreds of years ago, she decided that she was going to try and seduce the devil, Strahd, to become one of his brides. And she stole away in secret and liaised with him. When she returned, she told me what had happened. And in my youth and my haste, we cast her out. I'm not sure what happened to her after that, but I do know that now she is locked in the crypts of Ravenloft. So as to what I need help with is I've learnt of a temple high in the Gakis Mountains, a temple of Amber. And I believe this temple has the power to resurrect the ancient dead.
Okay.
Now, when my strength has returned, I would ask if you are able to help me journey into these mountains, obtain this power, and save my sister.
So the temple has the ability to raise your sister. Are you sure she is dead? You say you haven't seen her since she was cast out. Is there a chance she's still?
The Vistani in this camp and I have an unusual relationship. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are no females, no children in this camp. They've all
Other
been
than
destroyed by the devil.
Arabella.
No dusk elves.
Okay.
No female or children dusk elves. The devil wiped them out. When we I'm struggling with my words tonight. I'm tired. Banished. When we banished Petrina, Strahd's vengeance was great, and he killed all of the women and all of the children. He sent his henchman, his seneschal Rahadin, one of our own kind, to destroy all the women and children. Since then, the Vistani have taken us in. The Vistani and us Dusk Elves, we do have certain goals, certain similarities. I know they keep an eye on it. I know they're spying, but they also respect us, respect our skill. They have told me that in the crypts there is a plaque with Petrina, my sister's name on it.
There is. We saw one. Oh, I'm not there.
Okay. I will talk to my group, though I'm sure we will be able to aid you once you're recovered, of course. And we will see how we can help. In terms of the current situation, I believe it is in your interest to help retrieve Arabella as well. Just kind of make sure he's heard. Though young, she is a powerful seer.
If you can save Arabelle, you will have certain sway in the Vistani. Rest assured that the devil is the law. So even if you save Arabelle, the Vistani will not go against you, especially these new young Vistani. If it was an older sect, the leaders were all young men. 3 brothers took over. 5, 6, 7 years ago now. I forget. And they are not as honourable as the old Vistani. But he says, "Tell me, you've mentioned Madame Eva. What exactly did she say to you?"
She said that there is an injured elf in Barovia who requires your aid, and in return, he will be able to issue a boon to help wreak his vengeance.
Interesting. And in response to this, he sort of reaches behind the statues, and he sort of fumbles a bit, slides a door open and reaches inside and takes from it a sword hilt, a long sword hilt, and it's very stylized. This long sword hilt. Let's have an insight check from you again then, for Nick.
Ooh.
20. Okay. So you 20. You get a sense, not from Casimir, you get a sense from this sword. And you get an emotion emitting from this sword of curiosity.
May I hold up my hand?
If Dan's part cat, this isn't going to end well.
Casimir sort of looks at you. With everything that you've done for him so far, he'll say, "Yeah, by all means," and he'll place the sword in your hand. It's now that it's a little bit closer, you can see that this is a fine piece of work. The crossguard is sort of slightly pointed upwards, and there's a sort of a raven mark symbol, a stylized moon symbol in the center, and the grip is it's almost weightless in your hand as well. And as it touches your hand, the curiosity is definitely emanating from this object in your hand, and the curiosity turns to
Boy.
you're being evaluated, you're being scanned or assessed, and what you're getting is confusion from this object. Curiosity and confusion, as Casimir says, or holds his hand out to take it back from you.
Whilst I've got it, can I kind of do a prayer and just a thought, because I've seen the moon on it, and kind of a thought prayer to say, Loon, what do you want from me?
Okay. So as the thought passes through you, you can feel the pulse, the sort of the thought and the prayer, instead of emanating from you, you can feel it passing like electricity down towards the sword. And very briefly, as you look at the hilt, the moon glows brightly. Casimir doesn't budge at all. You get the impression that he's not seen this whatsoever. And then the emotion being generated by this hilt is of safety.
Mary Hinge.
Casimir's
So,
still got his
I think
hand
he's
out, wanting it back.
Pass it back.
Betty
It's an
Swallow.
interesting hilt. What do you feel from it?
Feel, he says, and he looks a bit confused. Feel absolutely nothing. It's this is the only thing that you could be gesturing to or making reference to. If you help me with this Amble of Tempo, this is yours.
Agreed. I ask, when we go on the mission, you bring it with you. If things are looking dire, the sense I got from this was safety, the ability to protect. And if I am there to escort and protect you, with this being your weapon, maybe it wants me to protect you.
Okay. He'll say at this point, he'll say, so you're a holy man. You follow Saloon.
I do, and Saloon's healing is what you have experienced.
Okay, make a persuasion check. I'm going to give it you with advantage.
Pretty sure Nick said he was just going to go and ask some questions about Arabella.
Yeah, that was about, what, an hour ago? An
Shame.
hour and a half?
Yeah.
He says, agreed. In fact, when you return to me when you're ready, I would say at least 3 days. Give me 3 days to get my strength back, if not longer. When you return, as long as we're journeying towards the Amber Temple, this is yours. But he will take it and he'll put it behind the cubby hole.
That's fine.
Um,
In terms of Arabella, though, because that is our current mission.
Oh, now he gets to it.
This is what I actually thought I was going in to ask, and then he kind of showed me the sword.
Well,
Has
so
any-
if
has
a bloke
anybody
shows with sword,
returned-
you get distracted.
Has anybody returned to camp that recently? The disappearance is looking for any clues that could have helped.
not to my knowledge.
And to you, knowing that Strahd just a day ago told us that Aldo is not in Barovia currently.
Argo.
Argo,
Yep.
we were told,
Gotcha.
isn't in Barovia.
Not
No.
the little halfling.
Wrong character.
Yeah, don't
Wrong-
worry.
wrong
He'll say no,
campaign,
not to my knowledge. I don't
Okay.
think anyone's returned since they discovered that she was missing. I think everyone's still out looking.
Not as in returned since she went missing. In the last few days, has someone returned to camp that may
Gotcha.
be linked to her disappearance? It's basically just confirming that Argo was out of Barovia, like Strahd said, or whether there's something that doesn't line up.
he will say that he's not aware of Argo returning to camp, but the especially the brothers, the three brothers, and again he sort of does the conspiratorial look around. He'll say they're not as honourable as the old Vistani ways. They come and go. I know little about their dealings.
Okay. I will go and rejoin my group, who, as we've been speaking, have been
Having a shit. That's
tracking
where I've
and
been.
looking for clues to try and
Behind the
help.
bush, we're looking
Indeed.
for some goblin.
Child.
As Nick walks to the group, I'll just do that.
This has been less than half an hour.
So let's have so big roll from Rokkr then. It can be guided, and you can have a good poke around. So I'm quite happy for everyone to pitch in and give it you with advantage.
I'll give you D4.
So
I was going to guide myself and go for it. But okay.
Survival with advantage, and then roll a d4 and add it to it.
Survival with advantage. I'm going to use. What does inspiration do again?
That's
You've already got
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah, so you've already got
Right,
advantage. Yeah.
Right. So survival plus a d4.
Okay, roll. You're going to need your d4 then. 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Not great. Still 14's not bad.
Get a 4. Get a 4. Get a 4.
So 16 total. Okay. So what you pick up from this twist in the grass is further down the hill, not on the track, moving in an easterly direction towards Vallaki, is sort of a heel print, like a slip. And the reason that it you mark it is remarkable. It is because it's off the track, and all of the other footfalls are on the track, and also it seems to be slightly heavier than you would expect. This groove and divot, as if a humanoid possibly carrying something else, heading back towards Vallaki.
Right, so I instantly relay what I've found.
If this is hags, can we really, really hurt them? Just in case that crops up. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good.
Are we anywhere near Arabella's wagon?
You can be.
Can someone get permission to go and get something of hers, and I can wolf myself up?
Stefan's still about. Yeah. Are you sort of telling him the plan, or are you just saying, "Can I have something of us?"
Tell him the plan.
I'll tell him the plan, and obviously tell him not to panic when a wolf suddenly appears in front of him.
Okay. Yeah, but he'll say yeah, and he'll sort of go into her wagon and bring out, let's say, a pillowcase. After you've explained what you're capable of, he wants to give you as much help as possible.
When Ted's an animal, can he still understand common? He just
I
can't
don't know,
speak
Ted.
it.
Can he? I'm not sure. I'm not.
As far as I'm aware, and I'd say just from watching Critical Role, that you can't speak, but you can hear and understand.
Just in case, bark
You certainly
once
can't
for
cast
yes, bark
spells.
twice for no.
Well,
just in case.
I just bark once for yes, piss on Akxikas's shoes for no.
That works too.
Oh, leave my shoes alone. They're nice.
Black
Is
suede.
his name Aldo?
Yeah.
No,
Argo.
wonderful.
Right. So
I know. I wanted him to piss on him.
So you've got Arabelle's pillowcase. You're using your wild shape to wolf up.
Yeah.
So say straight away. Well, it's going to have to be a perception with advantage because it's scent based, I believe.
I'll give him a D4 as well.
What colour wolf do you turn into, Ted?
Big nasty one.
It's valid.
Yeah, with a big black one.
Big black one.
with sort of red fiery streak somewhere, surely, perhaps on your tail.
Yeah.
Just a
Just under his
goose
chin.
pattern on his back.
I said goose pattern on his
Tip of
back
his
in
ears.
flames.
Nice.
What were we going for, Dave? Sorry.
Perception with advantage, and you can roll a d4 with the guidance as well.
Oh yeah.
Right, so, yeah. Roll. And then I've got a D4 from Monkey.
Monkey throat.
So currently at 22.
Whoa.
Wow.
And then with
Okay.
a D4.
+8. That's a good one.
Wolves be good.
Do I need
Indeed.
the D4?
Chuck it on just in case.
Yeah, it might help. It would be the difference between
A direction and a lot of information.
yeah. 3. That's what I was thinking. So what that's going to do? That's going to give you a direction for a decent amount of time. That takes the trail of Arabelle all the way back to Vallaki to skirt round the town wall to the north to the edge of the lake, to the edge of Lake Zarovich.
Okay.
I know it was rather convenient that because that's where you wanted to go anyway, but that's where it takes you.
Feels like a plot point.
Thank you.
My trousers exploded with cheese.
So,
Who killed Dan?
Banded.
right, let me just remember where it is.
Becca came
That's
in the
right
queue.
at the start. I think it's L.
I'm not God, I'm eating.
Monkey.
So, as you skirt round Vallaki, you meet up with the road out of Vallaki leading north towards Lake Zarovich. At the foot of a mountain, nestled in the misty forest, is a large lake. The water is perfectly still and dark, reflecting the black clouds overhead like monstrous mirrors. Pulled up along the south shore are 3 small rowboats. A 4th boat can be seen in the middle of the lake with a lone figure sitting in it with a fishing pole in his hand. This is more fan art.
Not.
Did the tracks literally lead up to the boats?
The tracks led up to the boat. 25. And then... Right.
Can I do another search now? I'm at this site now. My
Absolutely,
kindly
Jim.
druid.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'll
you have another survival.
I'll give you a
The
D4
other-
as well.
The only other bit I'd get just to walk up is the guy in the boat out there. Is he a decent distance?
Oh,
is
yeah,
it shouting
sorry.
distance? Is it too far? What? How far? I don't know how big is the lake if he's out in the middle of it.
Rough guess, 500 feet away.
All right, so decent stretch.
I can shout really loud with a cantrip as well if need be.
Survival again then, Jim. You've been gifted a D4 from Akxikas.
If me and
Fucking
Adam do
owl.
that,
It's gonna be loud.
You
Jesus
get 2d4.
Christ, what's happening
I can guide
today?
as well. I can guide as well.
You can't stand
It's not your night tonight, Jim. So you with 12 is still decent, and the footfalls that you've seen and the scrape of the heel of the boot, I will say that you're pretty sure, not 100%, that is the same leading up to these boats.
Right. I'd say we take a boat out and go and question.
Yep. How many people can fit in the boat?
Wait,
We just. I mean, there's 3 boats. Do we just take 2 boats out regardless?
I'm staying on the shore.
Actually,
Okay.
book the boat. I've got a cloak of the manta ray. I'm going to jump in the water.
I can shoot up to 600 feet, so he's in range.
Well, we didn't say we were going to shoot him. Right. Well, I'm happy to take a boat out.
Can we agree a sign that says shoot?
Shall I swim? Do you guys want to stay there? I'll swim over to him.
I have got a counterpoint to
That means shoot.
have got
Awesome,
Leave my
got it.
underpants alone.
that means don't shoot.
Yeah.
The counterpoint, Rokkr.
But if I'm swimming, how do they know not to shoot? That
I can do it. I'm in a boat.
Ah,
Can we let
makes
can we let
sense.
Dan talk, please?
Oh,
The counterpoint, Rokkr, is if there is something happens further than 600 feet away, 1, you can't help, and 2, if you get ambushed, we can't help from 600 feet away.
Well, we don't want to go out
Ambushed?
on the water.
I'm a Gloomstalker.
You've
He
been,
doesn't
incredibly,
have
you've been incredibly perceptive so far today.
Well,
Don't
I
be
say,
a
I'm
twat,
going.
mate.
I'm going out in a boat.
It's really annoying.
So I'm going to jump in a boat and start rowing because I want to go and talk to this guy because this seems a bit weird.
So, in terms of the boats, you could probably get 4 people in a boat easily. 3 boats available. Thanks very much.
But I would suggest we stick 2 to a boat because I don't want them capsizing because I'm wearing lots of armor.
As all of you move towards the shore, and prepare whatever you're doing. So Rokkr stood there, sort of getting ready. Akxikas is pulling his hood of his cloak of the manta ray up, and whatever else you're doing. You all see the figure in the distance stand up, puts his rod on a rest, and in front of him you can see a sack, and he picks it up, and it's wriggling.
Oh, for God's sake!
And he turns with the sack to one side and drops it in the water.
Well, at it then. Fucking hell.
I'll use. I'll jump in the water. How far away am I, Dave?
500 feet.
400 feet.
400
So,
feet.
let me just check what my swim speed is with that cloak.
At 60 every round.
Am I
Is
firing
that
a warning shot,
on yourself?
or are we already?
Oh, who's
Well,
been
I'm
late,
going
isn't it?
to get
I mean,
get the bundle.
It's seeing that Jarek will have started rowing regardless of the fact if anyone else has got in the boat by that point.
Rokkr, is Zephyr Strike just cast on yourself, or could you cast it on Akxikas to make him move faster?
I think it's just self, but let me.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Self. Yeah.
I've started rowing regardless because I've seen that.
Sure.
Right.
So Akxikas dives in. Jarek starts rowing. Is anyone else? What's Rokkr doing, mate? So it's your choice.
I don't know that I'm much of a swimmer, to be honest.
I jumped in with Adam because Adam can't
So
swim.
I'm better on the shore.
Okay.
Like if he starts to row away, kind of thing, I'm thinking I will try and wing flip him, not kill him, just slow him down.
I'm hearing you. I'll come back to you in a second, then, Jim. Ted, what did you say you're doing?
Jumping in with Adam because Adam can't swim.
Okay. Are you still a wolf?
I'll be changing back shortly. How long did it take us to get here?
With your wolf senses, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
What does your wolf sense smell?
Well, let's round it to half an hour.
I say it lasts 2 hours. Me being a wolf, if I wanted to.
Up to you.
Dogs can swim reasonably well.
Yeah, you're quite strong.
We'll stay as the wolf for the time being.
Stay as the wolf.
So am I rowing? Am I rowing with a big black wolf at the front prow of the boat?
Indeed, you are. So what's Nik doing?
How well can someone swim in a chainmail?
Badly.
I'll be honest, you couldn't.
I'll stay with Rokkr.
Okay. So let's have
I'm not very dexterous. I could go in.
Let's have an athletics check from Jarek.
Athletics?
Yes, please.
There's a kid's life at stake here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
Can I give him a D4?
No,
you're not in the boat with me. You're swimming.
I'm swimming.
I can D4 myself, but I'll be too busy going for it to think about that.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, because none of you have seen this before. What? Because you've got this cloak of the manta ray. Akxikas has. What does it look like? What are you doing?
Well, wearing this cloak with hood up, I can breathe underwater, have a swim speed of 60 feet. So I imagine it sort of billows out from the side like the wings of a ray, I imagine.
Sure, it's your cloak, mate. What do you want it to do?
Just
And what
like
does
Ted.
everyone
What's
see?
Ted's doing?
They just see the cloak billow out behind me as though it becomes part of me, and I just swim under the water. They just see the little flick of the tail on the cloak as I disappear underneath and go swimming like a bastard.
Okay, so that's what you see. So let's have. You still wanting to use your inspiration for the athletics?
As a child at stakes, I'm going for it.
Go for it.
Are there...
24.
Nice.
24.
Boom.
Awesome, mate. So, what Nik and Rokkr would see is Akxikas diving in, as he says, the wings playing out, and and they're both making decent progress. Akxikas with his 60 feet is going to be a lot faster. You just see this shadow passing through this still water, and the bow waves from both passing towards what you guys would still see. This is, go on, Jim.
Can I sort of can I see any animals, any birds that might be intelligent, any any apart from the druid, any kind of otters about river mammals?
Touche.
Well, I'll just
Can I tell you what I'm thinking?
Sure.
Moles.
So I've got speak with animals, and I've
Yep.
also got beast sense. So that allows me to touch a willing beast for half an hour. For the duration of a spell, you can use your action and see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears. So I'm wondering if I can sort of turn into touch an otter, as we say, and the otter goes out.
Are you
Or
a Disney princess?
Yeah.
In this, I like where you're coming from, Jim. But to get an animal to touch, bearing in mind that things have exploded around you. So Akxikas has dove
So
in.
now it's too late.
Yeah,
It's
and I'd love
that's
to,
fair
mate.
enough.
It's a
fair enough.
shame. But
And even in
however,
Barovia, that gets you on a register.
what you do see is just bizarre. You're making enough noise for this chap to be aware of what's happening. So both Nik and Rokkr, or what you'd actually see is as he's dropped this bundle in, turns back, picks up his rod, starts fishing again.
Is this the kind of guy that if it existed, he'd be fishing with dynamite?
Yes.
I look to Nick and go, am I shooting him? Am I not shooting him?
Hopefully it's a GIF, and then she just comes back up on the fishing rod, and it just keeps repeating. But I doubt that. I don't think this man is of his own mind, so shooting him isn't going to help.
Also,
Jarek,
I'd like to shoot him.
If he attempts to stop any of our friends helping, open fire. But right now, I think this is, and especially seeing as we came out today with the intention of finding someone to take us across the river, let's not shoot him.
If he's just dropped a child in the water, we're going to hurt
You're
him.
not there. You're underwater.
I'm just saying.
All you're saying at the moment is blub, 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 blub.
Watching how he has acted after doing that, it seemed very mechanical, as if it was something that he's being forced to do by magical means rather than of his own volition. What we need to do is if he is a puppet, we need to watch out for the people controlling him.
You can have an insight with disadvantage from this distance if you want. So
I say, if he's a puppet, that becomes even more apt.
Yeah.
Is that insight with disadvantage?
Insight disadvantage, yeah, 400 feet away. You're not. I'm not giving you. Your camera's gone, by the way. Are you back? Oh, wait a minute.
I have turned it back on.
Right, sound.
Well, that was really good disadvantage.
Yeah, 2 9s.
Oh, okay, fair enough. 11's still not great, is it?
It's great for disadvantage.
Yeah.
Would he be aware of the possibility?
I'll do this first.
Okay, so you're not sure. You're not sure if this is his own volition or is being controlled.
But is Nick saying that it could be? But he's not sure.
Yeah.
So he could commune with me to that fact, so I could then stop looking at him and start scanning the tree line, the lake line, the shoreline.
That's going to be a perception check. That'll be just a straight perception check then.
My aardvark is exceptionally powerful.
21's really good. You're pretty sure that you... I forget what the scale is of this. You're pretty sure that there's no one within visible distance other than you guys and this dickhead in the boat.
Oh, he's progressed to dickhead
He's
now.
called Jarek.
I need a wee. Sorry.
Sure, I'm gonna take it back to the others anyway, Jim. So Akxikas, what you can see as you're gliding through the water, this is crystal clear water.
I am underwater, by the way. I'm not on the surface.
Yeah. And what you could see as you're getting closer is this sack. The sack obviously is getting heavier, and whatever's in it is still struggling, but it's starting to sink. It still hasn't gone under yet, but you're pretty sure you're going to be able to get to it before it's totally submerged. Jarek, as you're rowing away, you're sort of with your back to it, with the canine fester at the prow or bow. I don't know boat.
Prow, yeah.
Prow. Sort of barking encouragement. You're getting close, and you sort of check over your shoulders, and you see now that this fella, you're heading towards him at some speed. He's just sat there fishing, not paying any attention. He's looking out towards the east, looking out towards the west, just fishing. But as you continue, Akxikas, you get easily within range to cushion this sack.
I'll try and stop it going under. I'll grab it, and then I'm going to swim as fast as I can, holding the package above the water to the boat with Jarek, and put it in the boat.
Okay, so we're going to need some kind of strength check from Akxikas then. I'm assuming that you haven't got athletics, so it's probably going to be an athletics roll or just a strength, just an athletics check.
Athletics, I'll give myself a D4 because I can do that, and I like to do that. You may have noticed. Athletics, did you say, Dave?
Yeah.
Right, here's my standard roll. Not too bad, and plus 4, 20.
Okay, so without an issue, you can keep this sack afloat, and you can hear from inside. And now that it's above water, you can hear coughing and spluttering, and then you can hear a small girl from inside saying, "Help! Help! Help!" 1 second, because Jarek's going, I'm aware of the fact that you rolled 24 for rowing. So you as Akxikas lifts this bundle up and you get the help, the rowboat arrives next to you, which is right next to this fishing boat. So you've arrived next to the fishing boat, you've got this bundle, and you're able, with your athletics check, and Jarek's pretty tough anyway, to get this bundle safely onto your boat.
I'm going to get on the boat with them now.
Sure. And all I'll finish with before before I ask you what you want to do, all I'll finish with is this figure in the boat still fishing. He's not even looked. You're right next to him. He's not even looked. Just fishing.
Am I within reaching distance?
Within
reaching distance.
Lapping distance.
Why not?
Yeah, because then I'm grabbing him by the neck and fully body hauling him into our boat.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. You could manage that with a little bit of assistance. So this.
I don't think Jarek needs any assistance right now.
So this bundle on the floor is still sort of screaming, scrapping, and it's frantic now that it's not in the water anymore. And after what's just happened, you hear this little girl saying, "Help! Help! Help! Help!"
Right, so everyone's in the boat now.
Everyone's in the boat.
Right, I'm going to quickly bark at Akxikas to calm the girl, and Fester to sit on this guy and growl, and then start rowing us back to shore.
Done. Okay, so what you see from this figure is, let's have an insight from Fester then, please.
I'm too worked up to be paying much attention to it.
And Akxikas is doing something else.
Smell.
You can smell him. He probably smells fishy.
+8. Have you got +8 for everything? Jesus. You've seen this before. The glazed expression. This is one of the soulless creatures of Barovia. You've heard the story. Occasionally, when people are born in Barovia, sometimes they have a soul, sometimes they don't. This fella hasn't got a soul, and he also smells of alcohol, stale alcohol, or as I refer to at work, a patient. Akxikas, as you opened this bundle, you can see from out of this rag appears a young Vistani girl, possibly 6-7 years old.
I'll ask her what.
Jet black hair. And she looks up and she sees a devil in front of her with an eye patch, dressed in black.
I've not got an eye patch. I've got a silver eye.
You've got a silver
with a massive hooded
eye
cloak.
with a massive hooded cloak, and straight away her eyes open wide. This is what's it art as well. This isn't campaign art, but when I googled her, I thought, yeah, that's what I want for Arabelle.
If Mark's just caused a heart attack.
I'll give myself a plus a D4 and I'll make a persuasion check. See if I can
now he's chanting in her face.
Yeah. No, that's fine, Mark. So what instantly happens as you open it up is she's sort of wide-eyed and she's trying to crawl away from you. What are you going to say to her then, Mark?
I'm going to say, hey, I look bad, but I'm not. We're here to rescue you. We're going to take you back to your dad. Since we're just getting you to show, we're going to take you back to your dad. It's all you're safe now.
Okay.
Just as obviously they'll be in the boat kind of in front of me, so they can actually. They're in the end that's facing towards me. Yeah, so I'll say Arabella's name as well, just so she can glance back and see someone a bit more normal looking. Yeah. Just as Mark's doing that.
Sure. So in response, what's going to happen then? So from the initial pushing back, she'll take in the tiefling silver eye black hood, the what looks like a holy man rowing to a wolf sat on, and then she looks down and she sees the wolf growling at this fella, and she stands up. She adjusts a coat, and you can tell she's used to being on the lake. She's done this before, and she'll step over one of the planks in between, and she'll walk up to this figure on the floor, and then she'll stamp on his head 3 times.
Okay.
And then she'll adjust herself in a sort of a regal fashion, and she'll turn to all not the wolf. I don't think she'd sort of clock you as being sort of sentient necessarily, but she'll turn to Akxikas and Jarek, and she'll say, "Thank you. I wish to be returned."
I'm pushing myself. I say, "You're very welcome. We're taking you home.
I'll take you home." Rokkr.
Everyone...
That person's attacking Fester. Get it?
Has everyone watched Kenobi? Because that very much felt like Little Leia.
I have, but I've not styled her on it. But now that you mention it, yeah.
It's got the right sass for Little Leia.
Yeah.
Oh, that monkey's me.
So, you managed to get ashore. She doesn't offer much conversation on the way back in. She's sat sort of primly. She crosses her leg over. She makes sure she's sat upright. And as you arrive at the
camp.
At the camp. Okay, what I want to do, I want to have a perception check.
Whether
sort
this
of
changes anything, Dave.
As
she came in on the boat, could I do a divine sense just to make sure there's no fae or fiend?
Of course you can, and no. So it's going to be Akxikas, Jarek, and
natural 20.
Fester for a. Sorry, not persuasion, for a perception.
I rolled perception. Oh, you're not going to make me roll that again.
No, I'm not, mate. I'm not.
You might have a different plus to it, though.
Go on, then, one for Jarek.
Perception is the same.
No, perception, sorry.
Perception, dude, yeah.
It's the same, +4.
So, I'm still concentrating on rowing.
You are, yeah. Okay.
I've got quite tired arms by this point.
So, as Arabelle kicks this lad, stamps on this lad, who's now bloodied and bruised. He's still conscious, but he's still glassy-eyed, not resisting at all. He's just lying there. Even with a wolf snarl in his face, seems mostly ambivalent to being kicked in the head with a wolf on his face. But
I don't know what we plan to do with him, but I tend to give him to. Well, if anyone objects, say so. Now I intend to not touch him, just hand him over to Arabelle's dad. See
Sure.
what he'd like to do.
So what you see with your 24 on the north shore in the distance, coming out of the forest, is an elk. And the elk turns into a black-robed figure briefly, and you can see he's looking out at you as it turns back into an elk and then disappears back into the
Madness! What the fuck was that?
What did you see?
I just saw an elk become a man, become an elk. And
Why are
disappear.
you querying what the fuck is that when we just did that?
Yeah,
with
about 30 minutes, about I don't know, 6 hours ago. We
You're
were told that
suggesting-
the Mad Mage turns into an elk on the North Shore.
He turns into an
Why are
elk,
you
the Mad
confused?
Mage. Yeah, I remember
Why
now.
are you confused by this?
Because it was a while, and I have a reason that my short-term memory isn't as good as most.
So you get.
Short-term memory. The last session was like a few weeks ago.
It was
Yeah,
a
but
long
it never,
time ago.
it never
It was a long
made it
time
to
ago.
my mid-term or long-term.
So you get to the shore, and Arabelle will get cross-legged, sat primly, and she'll sort of say, "Gentlemen, this is most welcome. My father and the Vistani back at the camp, they will reward you handsomely for this. If you wouldn't mind bringing this article along with you, that would be even better."
That's what we'll do.
I on the walk back, I talked to the wolf. Do you want the brothers to see you? Obviously, you can't reply to me, but it's just something for him to think about as
Do
to
nod or shake his head
or bark or
Or
wee on
piss
you.
on Akxikas' shoes.
or piss on my shoes. If he does that, I'm going to kick him in the nuts. But hopefully, he's not going to do that.
I can speak with animals.
Yeah,
I can just turn back into a human.
Well, he could, yeah, but if he doesn't want to do that just right now,
Well, if he's got reason to not be seen,
It'll be about his hour will be about up by the time we get back to the camp, I think, won't it?
2 hours.
Or is it 2 hours you've got?
Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to have at least 30 minutes by the time we get back to the camp.
All told, with everything that's just happened, it's all happened reasonably quickly. It'll take you up to if I'm stretching it, it'll take you up to an hour.
Yeah, it was half an hour there.
So we're going to be at least 45 minutes back carrying someone minimum. Or,
Yeah.
well, encourage. I assume we'd have to carry him if he's just open to direction.
He's
we can just
mindless,
kind of
and we
push
just
him along.
push him in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, just seems to be walking along. You see, you did
Jack's
notice.
just walking along. Jack's just going along, stretching his arms out a bit.
Yeah.
After that sudden burst of speed.
Yeah. Well, not even that. You're dragging your knuckles on the floor, mate, with that effort.
Yeah.
You can't pick them up for another week now.
I'll change back, Dave.
Sure. Okay.
The brothers don't know what I look like. The
None
last
of
time
them.
they saw me, I was a kid.
What
fair
brothers?
play.
I'm forgetting things again.
The three brothers are Ted's backstory.
Oh.
He did tell us.
And the two brothers are all
Yeah.
the ones that mistreated Ted.
Are you coming to beat up the bullies that bullied you?
I'm up for it.
So,
Anyway.
unless you want any interaction with your captive and Arabelle, we'll take it back to the Vistani camp if you want. Or
Yeah,
I don't
I'm cool
see.
with
I
that.
don't see a great deal of point with the captain, and I can't think what we'd really want to ask Arabelle that we can't ask her later. So
I mean, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah,
how
we need
much
to
a
go and check out what was
6
the
or 7-year-old knows
tarot.
about-
What was the tarot card? Dan, you always take good notes. I clearly don't.
Which tarot card?
You know the one that's related to this lake and the wizard.
I'm going to go to the handouts and read it.
Oh, I forgot it was in there.
Dave,
Yeah.
Your greatest
God,
ally will
handouts,
deal with
get in.
shut up, Mark.
Oh.
I'll quickly ask Arabelle if she knows anything about Argo and his brothers. I'm not
She'll
sure how much she'll be able to tell us, but
okay. She'll say, Uncle Argo. Yeah, of course. He's my uncle. My father is Lugash. Lugash is the leader of the Vistani camp, and his two brothers, Argo and Aragal.
That was a bit weird.
And as
that
you've
in-game
named them,
character?
I think she'd probably go on to say, "Do you know my uncle and my uncles and my father?"
I used to know them a long time ago. Just wanted to
Ah.
see how they're doing.
I'm sure that you'd be more than well received then, especially after aiding me.
I'm sure I will.
And she continues on. She's quite happy to walk, and you can see she's very, very refined. This sort of 7-year-old girl is. If you didn't know she was 7, you'd suspect her of being in her 30s the way she's acting. So you get back to the Vistani camp. There still isn't a great deal of movement. There's a few more Vistani, and as you approach, that Arabelle is out in front of you with this captive behind, and straight away the Vistani run forwards and Arabelle, thank God you're safe, and thank the Night Mother that you're safe, and all this kind of business. And Stefan comes out, and he's sort of seems to be like sort of temporary leader, and he'll say to a couple of the younger ones that are just having a drink, looking like they've returned to camp after being out, and he'll say, "Go and fetch them. Go and fetch Aragal, Argo, and Lugash." And you see Vistani disappear in the directions that you're guessing everyone's disappeared into. To which Arabelle will say, "Gentlemen, come, make yourself at home. Stefan, if you could supply these gentlemen with food and drink, and come and sit by come and sit in the central wagon." And she points you towards the big tent in the middle, where she makes her way into. So as you approach the centre of the Vistani camp, let me give you the picture again. So it's this one. So you've gone past the Dusk Elves, and you're now up inside the camp. There's a ring of barrel-topped wagons. Inside there's well-trod ground in another circle, and then the tent in the middle. Piled outside the wagon are several empty casks of wine. From inside the tent comes a crack. No, we can skip over that. Yeah, in fact, I'll move on slightly. As she parts the tent to let you in, you can tell that this is sort of their equivalent of a feast hall. So there's benches all the way around the side. There's a big table in the middle. There are casks of wine, but you can tell that they're sort of propped at a funny angle. They're mostly, in fact, they all appear to be empty. And as Stefan returns, he comes back with water jugs, and he's kind of apologetic, and he'll say, "Sorry about this, chaps. I've lost my accent. Sorry about this, chaps. Arabelle, as you know, we're out of wine. All we've got is water for now, but we'll go and get you some food." And Arabelle will expand on this, and she'll say, "Yeah, I don't know if you gentlemen are aware of the plight in Barovia at the minute, but wine seems to have run out from the deliveries from the Wizards of the Wine Winery seem to have dried up, and we're
kind of on it in a roundabout sort of a way.
Yeah.
We have heard.
Yeah. So again, if there's no further interaction, we can move on to everyone returning back to camp if you wanted to, as you're sat in the tent. Did you want to do anything before everyone returns?
Not me.
Returns to where? Sorry.
Say again, Ted. Sorry.
Returns to where? Sorry.
Well, I was going to move forwards as the rest of the Vistani return to the camp. So
can I put my sorry to butt in, just while I remember, it's only trivial. Can I put my whoever's currently got the bag of holding? Can I put my old spell focus in there just in case it's required at any stage? Hopefully, it won't be. Because it's
Would
a
you not
staff.
rather keep it on your person?
Well, it's
In
a
case your
staff.
staff
It's
gets stolen.
another
Oh.
staff, so it's quite bulky. I've just
Okay,
realised
right.
I've just seen it on my thing. I thought I need to sort that out because
I don't know if I can. Is it just listed as a spell focus?
Quarterstaff.
it's a staff. It's a quarterstaff
It's just a generic quarterstaff.
with the ability to act as a spell focus.
Does it say that on the quarterstaff?
It doesn't say anything on it. Oh, do you mean on the?
Okay.
Oh, I
On
know
the
what
item
you mean.
description,
Sorry, I now totally get what.
So
what
I can
you're
add
saying.
it to the bag.
Yeah, it just says staff arcane focus. It's gear. I've only equipped it. I know that it's safe in there now. I do apologise for that. I just thought best sort it while I think on. Otherwise, I'll realistically have two staffs in my hand and
It
look like a
doesn't
twat.
let me. There's not one for me to add, so all I can add is a quarterstaff, and then list, and then I'll alter.
Okay, it's okay. You know what? We know what it is.
Yeah, I'll just alter its. I'll just alter its text to say what it is. So.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
No worries. It's in the bag.
Sound.
Okay.
Sorry, Dave. I butted in. What
yeah, don't worry, mate. No, not to worry. Let me set up a couple of things actually. So as you're sat drinking your water with what would they serve you? Possibly some kind of stew, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Another.
Rabbit stew.
Yeah, probably.
Rabbit stew's fucking lovely if you ever get a chance to try it.
Nice. I like it. I do like game meat. So I'm going to give you the tent. So here you guys are, Akxikas, Fester, Nik, Rokkr, and Jarek. We don't necessarily have to be in this order, but there's little Arabelle, and she's sort of chit chatting with you as the tent flap opens, and you see two figures enter. I just wanted to give you this map more than anything else.
Tiny.
Say again, sorry.
She's tiny. She's like the size of Nick's head.
She is. She's wee. She's tiny and wee. So these two figures appear, and
because they don't look dodgy at all.
They look beefier than I was expecting. I don't know. I was gnomes. I was expecting gnomes.
So these two characters arrive, and the first one to rush in is this fella here. And as he runs in, he runs straight up to Arabelle, and Arabelle runs into his arms, and they embrace, and he's almost on the verge of tears. And behind him is this stocky, angry-looking fella. Although he looks genuinely pleased to see her, and as he looks over you, you can see the lad at the back. By the way she's described them to you, you know that Luvash. Sorry, I thought it was Lugash. Luvash is a dad, and Aragel is her uncle. Her uncle, Aragel, as he looks over you, you can see he looks slightly alarmed to see you all sat there.
He's the cunt, isn't he? Isn't the other one? Are they both? Ted, are these both nasty people?
Argo isn't there.
Yeah, the one I'm after's not there. So.
So as far as we're aware, we know Aragel's a nasty piece of work. The other fella might be all right. Is that what?
From what you know, from what Akxikas and Rokkr knows, not very much. From what Jarek, Fester, and Nik, 1 second, Mark, potentially knows, I would ask you for an intelligence check.
Is that me and Adam?
And Ted.
Just for flat memory.
Yeah.
Was that me as well, Dave? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
3. I remember nothing.
Straight intelligence.
Yep.
Ooh.
Nick remembers lots.
Because I write it down.
Okay, prove it that you've got written down all of Ted's history.
The fuck is going on here?
Oh, I've got Argo. I've got Arabelle. I've not actually got anything about the others, I don't think, yet.
There we go, then.
That notebook say Mr. Steele on it.
Was that a present?
Yeah,
Nice.
Is that what?
that's how I get all my notebooks for D&D campaigns. They're all NDA gifts.
Nice, that's nice. Right, okay. So the pair of you, Nik and Fester. Jarek, you're sort of taken in with the warm situation. Nik and Fester, you've seen Aragel before. When you were sat in a pub in Waterdeep, there was a gentleman entered the pub and passed you a letter. That gentleman was Aragel.
Okay.
And as it dawns on you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a rollies. I'm going to have your... Are you trying to hide this from Aragel, or are you going to plain on your face? I remember you.
Is that all of us?
No, just you two, just Fester and Nik.
Because I don't know. I'm just beaming with a smile on my face as their child and their dad are embracing. I'm having a very, very happy moment.
There'd probably be an uncontrolled realization, but then I'd try and hide it. But there would be a moment of things clicking.
Sorry, mate. I was. So, are you trying to hide it or not?
There would be a moment of things clicking, like a subconscious look on my face. But then I would try and
hide it.
Maybe that the eyes go wide, then you're like, hang on now.
the head goes back a bit of a,
Yeah.
and then.
So, Fester trying to hide it or keep it?
It'd be a quick look at him, a quick look at Nik, and then back to Arabelle.
Okay. So let's have. I'm going to have your deception versus his perception to see if he clocks that you've clocked him. And I'm going to give you. Well, yeah. Okay. I'm not going to give you it because he's rolled poorly. He has rolled poorly. He's only rolled a 6. I will give you. So if you can both beat a 6 on deception.
Deception.
Just
Great.
squeaky bum time, Fester.
Yeah. Okay. So you're pretty sure. You're flying casual. And Luvash runs in, and the quick exchange of story. The other fella's tied up outside, by the way. And Luvash will look around at all of you, and he'll say, "Brothers." And he'll walk round, shake each of your hands. And as he's going round shaking your hands, he'll say, "I cannot thank you enough for my little girl."
It was mainly me.
And he shakes your hand and pats you. Does one of those football manager things where he has to have double contact.
Yeah.
Send you out to kick a ball for 90 minutes.
He's very much alpha male, and he's sort of like, and you pat him and he's like, "No, I've got to pat you harder." You can tell he is sort of alpha male-ish, and all the time Aragel's just sort of stood at the back, just looking you all over. Still looks pleased. And Luvash will say, "So, tell me, reward, follow me." And he'll walk out and he'll take you to...
What about the prisoner? Sorry, that's what I was going to say. Was he outside the tent?
Yes, he was outside the tent, tied
cool.
up.
That's all I wanted to know. Yeah.
So as they walk past, Arabelle, we'll do that first then. Arabelle will say, "That's him. That's the one that took me." And Luvash you'll see that he's got sort of a saber, scimitar or something at his waist. Draws it, beheads him, resheathes it.
We know he had no soul anyway.
And you can see Luvash it's sort of a knee-jerk reaction. He's quite dispatched him easily. Arabelle doesn't seem fazed by this at all. Aragel thinks it's quite amusing. But he'll take you round to a wagon, one of the wagons, and he'll approach. There's 2 locks. There's 2 locks on it. In fact, there's 3 locks on it, which he undoes. Sorry.
Oh, a sorcerer and a cleric.
he undoes them all, and inside you can see this appears to be the Vistani treasure wagon. And he'll say, "Gentlemen, choose an item from within." And you can see inside. You can see there's a wooden chest, there's an iron chest, there's a small onyx jewelry box, there's a throne that's a wooden throne with gold inlay on it. There's a rolled up 10-foot square. There's a rolled up rug, and then there's a small wooden box. The small wooden box, he sort of takes you in and he'll say, "No, you don't need that. That's for people that we're trying to fool." But anything else you can choose.
Is it a flying carpet? Is it a flying carpet?
Do you mind if I
Is it a flying
channel
carpet?
my god to help make this decision? And I want to cast detect magic.
Just for the sake of it. I know it's completely pointless, but I want to take the throne. If we can get one on a wagon, that'll look
asking if they mind me doing any casting.
I'm
saying
happy
channeling
to go,
my god.
I'm fine. Just we're going eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So when Nick's asking, they'll say, "You do as you will, brother." But I can promise you now, the only thing that you will detect is from this onyx jewelry box.
Okay, I will cast detect magic.
Yep, and you get a bit of a buzz around. It doesn't. In fact, you wouldn't even get that, would you?
No,
because it's inside.
Well, we know now.
Well,
Yeah.
the spell can penetrate 3 feet of wood.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so you get a very minor glow from the onyx jewelry box. But it's Luvash is saying, choose one.
What about
It's
the
yours.
brothers?
Say again, sorry.
What about the brothers?
Nothing.
Nothing on either of the brothers.
No.
Okay. Are we about to look inside the boxes before we choose?
Luvash says that's where would the fun be in that? I know you've saved my daughter, but we do, us Vistani, we do have certain traditions.
Are we getting one each, or is it just one between us?
Just one.
Yeah.
So we all make a choice, and if we get any matching ones, that's the one we go with.
I mean, I will say to everyone, he hasn't deceived us. The only magic is coming from, what was it, the onyx jewelry box?
Yeah.
I vote jewelry box.
I want the throne.
That's
So
a
what
throne
are
or
the
jewelry box.
options again,
I don't want the throne at all. I just want to say I want the throne.
What were the options again?
The options: a wooden chest, an iron chest. So they're sort of chest size, not massive, just sort of carryable chest size.
Similar size to each other.
So the wooden chest is slightly larger than the iron chests.
Okay.
Even if you squeeze them or not. So wooden chest, iron chest, jewelry box, wooden throne, and rolled up rug.
And the rug's not magic.
No. So the rug's out, the throne's out, which is unfortunate, but it's out. So we've probably got 2 money boxes and a single magic item.
Yeah, what do we want most, money or
these chests?
I've given him a little squeeze.
Is he going to tell us anything about them, or is this like kind of magical mystery?
It's a guess.
Deliberately.
You can almost imagine he's sat in front of us moving the chest around like that one at a time.
There's a question mark on the front of each, and the phone rings next to us.
Yeah.
It's the banker.
My only concern with the jewelry box will be if it's something very, very minor, it's probably all that's in it. The other ones might be a decent wedge of cash, which lets us pay and buy for stuff.
Awesome armor.
So how many potential options are there? Shall we just roll the dice for it?
3. There's 3.
There's 3. So someone roll a d3.
Wood, iron, amulet.
Wood, iron,
wood,
jewelry.
Iron and something magical. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good magic.
It doesn't. No. So yeah, I'm happy to go with the gamble. D3.
Well, tell you what. If we drag like the 3 of those forward, can we put it back to him for him to pick one for us to have?
Yeah. Which would you choose?
Out of these 3.
What do you think's fitting as a reward for saving your own child?
Ooh, I like it. That's going to require a roll then. So you're. No, I'm tempted. I'll tell you what I'm tempted to do without a roll is to give you the whole Vistani tradition speech again. For him to say, now that wouldn't be fitting with the whole our culture. We've offered you a gift. You have to choose. But let's have a persuasion check from the most persuasive person. It will be that's going to be Nick, then, isn't it, or Akxikas?
I think Nick's got more
I'm plus
charisma than me.
5.
I'm +7.
That's better. I think I'm only +4.
And it was
Charisma,
okay. So
no, that's saving throws. Charisma +4, yeah.
So that's Nick. Flat roll, and you're gonna what was it? +4,
Fine,
Plus
+7.
+7. You're gonna have to beat 25. Roll it. Otherwise, it's just flat Vistani tradition. You choose.
No
Okay.
pressure. I mean,
No
not that I
pressure.
can really hype myself up for this. I'm just pressing a button.
I give it inspiration.
Nope.
14.
That's failed, so we've got to pick one.
Now, in my tradition, 14s are
I
how
don't
I
know.
write
I
25.
feel like I don't know. I feel like the magic items are trapped with Vistani. I say one of the chests.
I'm just gonna touch on something because that's an interesting concept, Jim. To give inspiration, you can, but I'd like you to do it for good role play, not because you want a reward.
I think he wanted to spend his inspiration to give me advantage rather than.
But I would have allowed you to do that if someone had said or argued their way out of a life-threatening situation, and you were like, "Wow, that's amazing! Have my inspiration," but not for a reward.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair dues.
So choose wooden box,
Roll.
iron chest, jewelry
D3.
box.
D3. One Jim had sorted it. It was what was it? Wood, iron, amulet. 1, 2, 3.
Iron.
There isn't a D3 on there. Can't roll it. There you go.
He said, no, you roll the D6 and 4,
I
5,
know.
6, 1, 2, 3. Honestly.
I don't know. My gut says the my minor magical things a draw. So I would say.
However, Dave, I do with detect
I'm
magic.
rolling it. Does
Let me
anyone
just
object to me
double-check.
rolling it?
Yes, for a minute.
Oh.
I learn its school of magic.
What?
With detect magic, I sense something magical and learn its school of magic.
Necrotic.
Kind of sounds cursed to me.
Right.
I'm more inclined to ignore it now.
I say it's down to 2 of them then.
Yep.
Okay.
The wooden chest. Ted's gone. The wooden chest is bigger. Iron chest, iron's usually protecting more valuable items.
Yeah, I'm thinking coins and gems.
Yeah, I'm probably thinking just coins.
Coins in the big one, gems in the little one.
Do we go with the larger?
Or is that a trick? Because we're going for the biggest one. Is it just a nice box and there's fuck all in it?
Are they on opposite sides of the wagon?
We dragged them forward, didn't we?
You've
This
moved them
decision
around.
doesn't have to
He is swapping them around.
Yeah.
Which box makes the wagon sag more as it
No,
goes over?
I'm
as
not.
he moves it around?
No.
This doesn't have to take the rest of the session. It really doesn't.
These kind of wagons do not have suspension. That's not how it works.
Yeah, right. So we could easily just pick one rather than spend all night talking
No,
about.
I'd rather spend all night on it.
Yeah.
I vote. Okay,
I don't
vote wood.
give a fuck anymore.
I vote wood.
Right, wood. One for wood.
Abstinence.
One for wood.
Mark's not voting. Ted.
I have no preference anymore.
Mark. Ted.
Wood.
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 It is. So he brings the wooden chest forward, and you can tell he's sort of under his breath. He's thinking, and he opens it up, and inside there's a sizable sum of coins. They're all electrum pieces, and they're all stamped with the profile of Strahd von Zarovich. But there are 1,200 electrum pieces inside.
Which equals how much gold?
So how much is that
Exactly
gold?
half.
It's 2 to 1, isn't it? So, do you want me to all just put that into the treasure in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
I'd like to
600
use 50 of that when we get back to town.
Straight away. Luvash will look round at you all, and he'll say, I'm sorry we can't offer you a proper celebration. I'm sure you're aware that there's no wine. But I promise you this: if you solved the wine problem, you could return to us and pick another reward.
We kind of pseudo on
Okay,
it in
yes,
a
we will.
roundabout way.
We will. We weren't going to, but for you, we will.
Oh yeah, no, we weren't going to do it anyway, but we'll do it as a special favour. Yeah.
So
We not teach them how to make beer.
They do have a bottle of wine.
Arabelle will at this point. She's sort of holding on to Luvash's hands as all of this, and she will sort of walk to you all and say, "So, can I offer you a reading?"
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be up for it.
She'll say, "Just give me a moment," and she points towards her wagon and says, "Come and join me in a minute." And she makes her way over to her wagon.
You might
Right.
want a pillowcase back.
Covered
Covered in drool. But
Covered in drool. So, did you want to Luvash and Aragal now sort of go into sort of a huddle as if they're talking between each other? Did you want to discuss anything else with Luvash or Aragal or do anything else with the two brothers?
Well, as far as I'm aware, they're not anything special, so no.
just the obvious of where's the other brother.
So as you sort of approach, they look between the two of us and they say, "Well, we had to call him back because Arabelle was missing, but he's conducting business outside for Lord Strahd.
Yeah.
He'll be away again."
Suppose you know which area. Would you care to indulge in letting us know?
Okay, I don't like doing things without rolls, but on this occasion, Aragal is going to speak, and he's more baritone, deeper voice, and he'll just say, "No," and they'll turn back away from you. It's very much a shrug off, cold shoulder now. Now that the business is concluded, you get the impression that it's time that you finished your business here. Arabelle's offered you a reading, but it's time that you left.
Mutter under my breath, rude, and walk off then.
Sound, yeah. Neither of them will respond to that. Anyone else? Anything else?
Nope.
So, Arabelle, in her tent, she
Is
has.
it a little bit weird if like 5 guys go into a 9-year-old's tent?
Well,
Six.
Knowing what you know about Arabelle and knowing that because there's Vistani everywhere now, everyone's returning. No, I think you'd be foolish to think.
Yeah, like, can we not molest the children? That'd be all right. I think it'd be a good idea. I've never fancied it. Don't want to start now. Are we getting off?
Don't make out that was the agenda. She's giving us a reading.
So as you go into her wagon, there's not a great deal of room in there, but there's five seats around a small table, and she's got a Tarokka deck, same as Madame Eva's out, and she's separated them in exactly the same pattern as Madame Eva. So three at the top and two down the middle, as if it is a sort of a plus. And she looks over you and hovers her hand over. And I'm just going to speed through this. The first 4 is exactly as you've already found. The last one, however, is different.
That was the mists, wasn't it, before?
Yeah. Now, forgive me for this because I've not. I've left me notes downstairs. I'm just yeah. So she reveals the Tempter card.
The what? The Tempter.
Tempter. So I'll read you. I'll link this in Discord again, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. And this is the card to foresee. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him, and it's the
I've
Tempter.
already got that.
You have, but that was it was a false
the
reading,
mist,
so
which
it
is
was the
unknown.
mists.
Oh, okay.
Madam Eva, when she gave you the reading, she said you'll need another reading to confirm it, which it sounds like Arabella is doing for you. And she says the Tempter, and she says, I see a secret place, a vault of temptation hidden behind a woman of great beauty. The evil waits atop his tower of treasure.
Can you read that again? Sorry,
Sure, I will link it again, Dan. But
Yep.
I
It'll
see
be on the handouts.
I see a secret place, a vault of temptation hidden behind a woman of great beauty.
and something about atop a tower.
Yep, the evil waits atop his tower of treasure. And she seems to, same as Madam Eva, she seems to sort of come back in the room, and she'll say, I almost apologetically. She's again emphasise how regal this young girl is, and she'll say, "I'm afraid at this point I must apologise. You will always be welcome for me, but I would not overstay your welcome as far as my father is concerned."
What? Chip off?
You are wise beyond your years.
To the north.
Yay.
To the north. Okay, so you make say your farewells, make your excuses, and you get Aragal and Luvash as you walk out. They've moved around the other side. They're not paying you any attention at all anymore. A couple of the Vistani lads have started to move the body away, sort of rolling it down the hill, laughing, kicking his head. There's some kind of sport. So what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
What time of day is it?
Still early morning, but
all of that completed, yeah. I mean, it was, let's see, 7, 8, 9. Let's call it 10 o'clock still.
Okay, so we have still got time to
the lake. We can go and have lunch as we row across the lake.
the treasure thing that we did where we picked the gift. That was sort of the end of that sit down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I cast detect magic. I wouldn't have had a short rest after to get that pack slot back. That's
You can hour, isn't it?
You cost us now, Dan.
no. I'm not waiting for another one. It's just because I cast that at the end. Are we saying it's probably not going to come back, or that's up to you?
Do you want a short rest? You can
No,
actually.
as in, it's just if that would have qualified. If it wouldn't, then no.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No, because I'm sort of pushing you towards the Aragal and Luvash aren't happy for you to stay.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
no, yeah. So are you going back through Vallaki, or are you going to go around the outskirts again and just?
Well, the lake.
Down the outside.
Yeah,
Down the outside.
Well, we head into the lake, didn't we? Want to try and do something? We don't
Wanted
need to go back to Vallaki,
to
do we?
the stag fella, the Eskimo elf dude across the road, the caribou, whatever he was.
What? I've not asked this question yet. What time does everyone need to finish tonight?
I'm cool till 11, but I don't know how awake I'll be by then. But I can certainly do that.
No curfew.
11ish at the latest.
Okay,
Yeah.
righto.
Latest.
Sure. Okay.
Latest.
So yeah. If you wanted to go back into town, then we've got business there. Otherwise, you can be back at the lake, the shore.
Oh, hold on. Are we going to fit? We've got a giant. Well, before you do that, unless the chest fits in the bag of holding,
I thought we just
Or
poured
could we
the
pour
money
the
in the
coins
bag
in?
of holding, didn't
I
we?
just
Pour
poured the coins in. I
That's
blessed
fine.
it.
I was just if we had
Yeah.
a giant chest of coins going across the river, might not have been the greatest, or the lake. But if it's in the bag of holding, sure.
Bag of holding.
Okay, so you're at the shore front. The boats are all back there. In fact, you've got 4 boats available to you now.
Akxikas, can you remember where on the shore you saw the elk?
Yeah, I'll point to the area where I saw it.
Okay. Before we go across, I will talk to Jarek and say if we're rowing across, I'll be taking my heavy armor off if we put it in the bag of holding. Because if we capsize or go in for any reason, I'm
Yeah,
probably
if you
not coming
fall in,
back up in this.
you have at least got a chance to get a chain shirt off. Because
It's not a
one
chain.
sort
It's not
of
a chain
thing.
shirt. It's full chain mail.
It's but I mean the heaviest bit is the bit that goes
Oh.
over. You poke your head through. If you can get that, if you fall in the water, if you can get that off, you'll be able to not be dead.
Well, considering heavy armor takes 10 minutes to get off, I
You'll be
imagine
dead.
I'll
yeah.
have drowned by then.
Be dead by then. Best to take it off now.
Okay,
I'll keep
so
my shield, but
couple of 3 boats. To be honest, I, at this point, I don't care. You make it over to the north of the lake without any difficulty. It's not difficult terrain. You're fit and healthy lads.
It's a flat lake, man.
and then I put it back on.
No, I'm not letting you have it back out of the bag. It's in there now. I can only open the bag twice a day. That's it.
Don't make me use command.
Try it. I'll knee you in the balls.
So you get north of the mountain lake. The trees begin their steady climb to the slopes of Mount Baratok. Its monolithic presence oppressive at this distance. The ground around here is rocky, uneven, and tiring to navigate. Even the wolves avoid this neck of the woods. Soon you climb above the blanket of fog that engulfs the valley. Dark thunder clouds roll overhead.
Cool.
So that's the sort of description. I don't know if you can see Mount Baratok there. It's huge in the distance.
Does anybody else see the dog's face in the middle of the mountain, right at the top?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll just meet them.
I can see an entire
No,
polar
no,
bear.
Yeah.
There's the
eyes.
nose, and he's got a floppy ear on the left.
Yeah.
Now that's the shoulder of the polar bear.
I can
There's
get
no-
a squashed badger. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the polar bear's one of his arms there.
No, but
Yeah.
Adam and Dan have seen it. It's not just me, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I can see it now. Yeah. Is it? Hold up. Is that a tuft of his hair there?
That's his eye.
Oh right, I've
Yeah,
not
he's
seen
got-
it then.
Just over
Eye,
his
got
visible.
nose.
Canine.
Yeah.
No.
That's his eye.
And then just down to its right, it looks like he's flipping the bird off.
I'll have a look again tomorrow. Oh wait a minute. Now I've got it. Yeah. It's just come in. Yeah,
Don't you just love a good tangent?
I do. I do. Is that anthropomorphic?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's
I think that's right.
pareidolia. It's where you see a pattern where there isn't one.
Nice one, Mark.
No, but there's a specific one for seeing seeing faces.
Yeah, I mean, if you see a pattern that is there, that's called something else. I think that's apophenia or something like that.
Yeah, Darley did a lot of things like that, didn't he? Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on because we're sort of running out of time.
Yeah.
So you get to the shore. There's lots of trees as you make your way through the shore. Actually, did you want to try and track this elk?
We've got
That's
no
why you're there.
option. We should ask our main tracker first if he can do it the old-fashioned way.
What do you reckon then, Jim? Do you want to try and track the elk?
If we think it's of merit, yeah, I'm happy
Well,
to.
that's who we're after.
Did it return to
An
the
elk that
forest
turned into
as
a man.
Yeah.
man
then
or an
back
elk?
again.
Elk.
It became a man, then it became an elk. No, it was an elk.
Do you
Then it was
know
a
where
man,
it was
then an
last
elk.
seen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it.
This is where
Are
we
we-
rode to, wasn't it?
Where you stood.
It's where we are.
literally
This is
where we
where I
stood.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I shall be seeing if I can find any
So,
trace of this
Sure. Go, roll your survival
Go
then.
and degrease the ferret.
Elk.
Oh.
man. Jesus. I'm blind today.
12.
Will I,
12's
give it a quick sniff as well.
you sniff as in.
Well,
You're not a
just
dog anymore.
a survival check.
Yeah, go on.
I am still a wood elf.
Yeah.
That is a druid, has capabilities.
I've still got pretty decent tracking as well, but
That's 20. Oh no, 19. So yeah.
90's not bad. I mean, even with the 12, you'd be able to spot the general direction where it left, and the 19 between the two of you, you can see the tracks going through the forest. As they go through the forest, they get to the edge of Lake Baratok, where it turns into this sort of shale type thing, and you can see where it seems to have been disturbed a little bit, and it passes from this movement of shale a little bit higher up. It becomes grassy, with trees surrounding it again. And after, say, another couple of hours, so it's sort of approaching midday. You do see an elk standing on a rocky spur. It's about 120 odd feet away, and it suddenly assumes the form of a man in tattered black robes. His hair and beard are long, black, and streaked with grey, but his eyes crackle with eldritch power and a little bit of madness. And
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
When we say a little bit, has he got baggy trousers on?
You can't tell under his baggy robes. As he turns back into a man, around him, and from the tree line, you can see 8 other figures approach. And this fellow looks rough. He looks haggard and rough. He's like an older version of Twitchy the Tramp. It's just turned from an elk into Twitchy the Tramp. But these 8 figures around him look dirty and disgusting and primordial, as they all run and look as if they're going to attack him. What do you want to do?
Defend the mage.
Well, we're here to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's meant to be an ally, the wizard. So if
Shield out. Let's go.
Go combat.
yeah, let's
Go,
do that stuff.
combat.
Okay.
Oh, Dave, let's hit things.
Right, let's roll some initiative then. What time is it? 10 o'clock. We got enough time for some combat? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
That's fucking.
I need to. Oh yeah, we need the map again, don't we? So we can roll initiative.
1 second. Right, I'm just going to put your tokens in. So we've got Jarek, Nik, Rokkr. Okay, so
Come on, good
you
initiative.
can see mental fella here, and bollocks, surrounding
Big hairy
him.
ones.
There's sort of I'll give you a little bit more description, but although Map Tools tells you what they are, around him there's sort of seems to be two groups separated equally, and there's warrior types wielding sort of double bladed, either double bladed axes or axes of some description, and sort of with them are thinner, emaciated lads just holding staves. I do like a good stave.
Are wizards different to wizards?
Well, it's a staff in it. You see that on games all the time. They'll call
Nice
something
one,
a stave, and
Thank you.
clearly not. What? When? Where? Who? Oh, Druid.
There you go.
I preferred the other spelling.
Wizard.
I preferred Wiresard. Sounded like a Pokemon.
I can change it back.
Sounds like
he'd
Pokemon.
be
It's the final
slightly
evolution.
further away.
Bushwhackers and druids.
I knew a kid at my school whose first name was Y, which was, especially as his surname was Man, we thought that was quite funny. Why Man? He definitely should have been a Geordie, but unfortunately, he was from Hong Kong. Didn't have the accent at all.
Yeah.
We don't have a grid. We don't have a grid. This is weird.
Say again, sorry.
We don't have a grid.
No, if you press, I don't know if you can do it. If you press Control G, it might give I don't know if it does it on yours.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
griddage.
If that helps.
It's a
Thank you.
big space. It's a big space.
It needs a grid.
Oh God, yeah. I'd have run
There was
straight
no
across
grid.
there in a
I
single
was
turn.
starting to get twitchy. Where are we?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I want my initiative.
Yeah, I want my person.
Oh, you not? Oh, sorry. I've changed the map, so I'll put your. There you go. You're at the bottom.
Now I can roll initiative.
Now I can touch my bottom.
Hey, slow and steady.
Check me out with
oh,
me 8.
Shit.
Berserker.
How do I do that again? Where's that gone?
How far away is the wizard from us?
Sorry, Jim. Just give me one more
Alright.
second.
I can measure.
Just count squares. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
There
40.
we go.
Add your character.
How do I get up the screen that's got my initiative?
110.
Oh yeah. So that would only reach to. I can move and cast a spell, can't I?
Yeah.
Guys,
Come on, I want a good initiative. What's up?
how do I get to the screen that's got my initiative on?
Click on your
Click your
token.
Click on your character and then click the roll initiative button.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm just
I've
going to
got
go to the
that
toilet.
I'm going to the toilet.
Have you
I'll
got
be
it?
back.
Have you got it, Ted, or do you
I've
need
not got the
another?
window that normally.
If you go into at the top window
Yeah,
and then selected.
initiative.
No,
Oh,
selected.
selected. Cheers. Yep, there we are. Roll initiative. Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
Oh,
Roll
my
for.
That's off today. Yeah, I might just nip for a pee as well. Thinking about it.
I might do the opposite and get a drink to fill up on more moisture.
Need more wee. Oh, Dave, watch the. I was in Stitches at work listening to Critical Role. They've got a jug now, magic jug that once per day per person, you can just tell it to create a liquid, and it does. So they were using it for ale. But at some point, I can't remember why, Vex wanted some water. What kind of water do you want? It's just regular ass water. Ass water.
Nice. Just going for a wee. Back in a sec.
It's gone.
You can not just like repeatedly ask for molten gold and be rich.
Got to put on it out. I don't know if probably not. I don't think I would.
So we're thinking we need to protect this
we
guy.
were facing the wrong way on these maps.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've had the reading says that. Well, if I just get back to it, I was looking at it just before. Yeah, Dozer, where's it gone?
I've actually got a good initiative roll for once.
Yeah, mine's shit as usual.
I'm only 4 off Rokkr, and he gets like plus 25 million to us.
Right, this wizard
7.
was referred to in the card, the
Yes.
broken one, and it says, "Your ally, your greatest ally, will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong."
Yeah, that's going to be slightly concerning depending on how broken his mind is.
And where he targets those powerful spells.
Yeah, so I would recommend we don't stand too close to the.
Yeah.
We're ready to rock and roll. Oh, potentially.
Let's eat the bugs.
Well, it's Rokkr to go first, anyway, isn't it? So
We might as well go with Rokkr. What's Rokkr's move?
Eat the bugs.
Right. So I am thinking I am just reading Entangle. I'm thinking I'm going to cast Entangle so nobody can get near him. If the drawing is a creature there, this spell is restrained.
Call him the Entangle.
Would he see it as an attack against him if Entangle?
you'd have to take that risk.
Yeah.
Well, that
I
would
remember he's
go
mad.
for it,
He's
would it?
mad, so probably.
Right. Well,
course,
let's start by
yes.
moving 45 because that's how far I can move.
No one's going to be able to
45.
catch Rokkr.
On his first turn, an extra 10 feet.
I
Okay.
can.
Yeah, and then
Not as I am.
my spell range is 90 feet on Entangle. So let's cast, and it has a 20-foot area. 20-foot square starting point from within range. So I'm gonna go. I want to just catch him, or should I go behind him? Do you think they'll come round him? What do we think, people? Can
I
I
know,
ask for
Mate,
advice?
you've got to play your turn. You do as you
Split
see fit.
second thinking.
So I'm gonna cast it sort of there in that square behind him
Just point there. You say.
because it's 20
So-
feet, so it'll take up.
That is going to catch him.
It's going to catch him, yeah. Because I think if I cast it behind him too much, they can just run round it.
Okay, and it's 20 feet.
Yeah.
So if I put, or 20 feet.
hmm
So everything in blue would be entangle. So
Yeah.
he's kind of just. I suppose if you moved it a little bit, it depends. What are these? There's a druid that side and a berserker that side. Which one do you want in?
The berserker.
Okay, that
I do.
makes sense. Okay, so we've got 3 that are definitely in, and these lads are just on the outskirts. Is it a saving throw straight away?
It is grasping wings for duration. These plants just creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on the strength of a saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. Yeah, so straight away.
Nice.
Okay, so what's your DC?
My DC is. My DC. Sorry, where am I finding that? DC.
It'll be
should
by the
saving
spell.
14.
14. Okay, so and they're entangled, so they're restrained.
Restrained until the end of this duration, up to 1 minute.
Okay.
Does that mean they can't attack, or they just can't move?
Can't move.
So they can
I
still
believe.
shoot us.
We have advantage on them.
restrained.
They have disadvantage on us whilst they're restrained.
Awesome. That's quite nice. Go with that.
Everyone, as it turns out, they're all restrained, including the Mad Mage. What does that look like, Jim? Do you want to?
Yeah, we've never seen this one before, have we?
I'm to describe it.
If you like, yeah.
So I'm sort of launching forwards. I go down on one knee and place my hands on the ground and look up in sort of in that general direction. And there's sort of a surge under the ground, not quite like something burrowing under, but there's a rustle, and then sort of big taloned, barbed shoots shoot out from the ground and just sort of wrap them round in a frenzy, and they're fighting them off, and they just get pinned.
Nice.
Wicked.
Closer
is
to
cool.
a Russell Brand or a Russell Crowe?
Russell T Davies.
You just can't
Okay.
resist, can you? So what happens if someone was to enter the area then?
These plants turn the ground. Difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain. Okay.
So that's just half moving, isn't it?
And
So
it's concentration, is it, for JMO to remember? So if you cast,
Is it difficult terrain for anybody that enters, including us?
Yeah.
if you cast another concentration spell, JMO, remember that drops.
Yep.
okay, so you've got a little blue
Awesome.
dot for your concentration then, Jim. So that takes us to the berserkers in the next to act. So that lad, he's restrained. He can't move. So is that one. They were jumping out on him, so it makes sense for me to carry on doing that. So he moves 10 to there, and then he's at half speed. So he's got another 20 feet, which is reduced to 10. So he can only get there. Does he now make a save, Jim, or is that later?
No.
I don't think so.
Who's
no,
who's
it's
that?
just the
The
initial.
people in there. People that are restrained can use their action to do a strength saving throw to break free.
Say that again. Sorry, Dan.
It's not an end of turn. They have to use their action to try and break free, and then it's they make this strength save against JMO's DC again. But that's their action. They don't do an auto one at the end of every turn.
Right. So once they've passed, they're out.
Well,
But it's
They're just in
they'll still
difficult
be in the
terrain.
difficult
Does it still
terrain.
count as difficult terrain? Is what JMO said. Yeah.
I imagine so.
As soon as they use their action to break free, it doesn't. It only grabs people when it's cast. After that
Okay.
point, anyone that walks in or the ones that pass later, are
Right.
just is it half speed? Is that
Yeah.
what difficult
Yeah.
terrain is?
Okay.
Well,
But
that's pretty handy, to be fair.
it is. So if
Means they're
and,
not
and
attacking.
forgive me, I'm having a daft moment. So if these two berserkers use their action to get rid, that's it. That's all they can do. They can't move.
No, they've
No,
got
they
to
can
move.
move.
They just use their
They're
action
in
to
difficult
break
terrain.
out.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
they're
Sorry.
able to break
So
out.
they can
Yeah.
move
That's fair.
15.
Oh, they
If
pass.
they're broken out.
Oh, they have to save still.
Yeah.
Yeah, DC strength check.
So
Right,
they make
yeah.
the check
When
to
they're
break
actually
out.
making
Or
little,
the save, sorry, not
little
the
raw.
check.
A 4 and a 12, so they're both still restrained.
Back you go.
Back you go. So you see, this one's on difficult terrain. Then, so these two are ploughing through, and they're stumbling and tripping as they go. And you see these lads; they're starting to froth now. Froth is coming out, and they're getting angry as they're sort of trying to charge forwards. That's their action and movement done then. So it is actually quite useful, that, isn't it?
It is.
That takes us to
Right.
Festus' turn.
Hello.
Hello.
By any chance, is it a bit stormy out?
It was stormy. Didn't we hear thunder?
Nah.
Yeah,
because
sure.
we
It's
went across
Barovia.
the lake and it was perfectly calm and not choppy.
it's yeah, okay. There's in fact, I think the description said black clouds overhead.
Fantastic.
You've got a new toy as well, Ted, for when you're out of it's the first round of combat. Got your
In which
plastic
case,
wand as
he
well, haven't you?
casts create bonfire.
That's actually surprisingly good, I think, for a cantrip. I'll just make
Yeah,
a
by
bomb.
the
I'll
way,
just make
I'll
a
be,
massive fire under your ass. Wicked.
Right, so 120.
Problem is, you can't do that when you've got a bard around because they'll just sit down and start playing songs.
That's true. Or telling long stories from times of old. That's what they do. I've seen them doing it.
Literally, it's hard to distract them. It's like create bonfire, sits down.
Once long ago.
Right, let's Ted have his go then, shall we?
Yeah, I was just doing measurements, and where I am, I can cast far enough.
Yeah.
And it's in a 60-foot radius.
Wow.
Is this targeted?
Yeah, it does target as well. Anyway.
The cloud's 60 foot, and then he targets a 5-foot point within that every turn.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm going to do, I think I might have to make a new campaign property for 60 feet. Yes, I am. So Aura Circle. Let me just.
Yeah, because the range is 120 foot. The area is 60 foot. When the lightning hits, it's 5 foot.
Right. 60. We could have done with that. Right, I'm just going to change the colour of
Just in blown up frogs, wasn't it?
Jim's. Yeah, it
Pumping
was.
them up with
Mate,
bike
yeah.
pumps.
Right.
That's what you want to do.
There we go. So Jim's is now green, and Ted's is blue. So you can cover all of them.
Is that all it does? That radius? Is that all? That's dreadful.
Well, that's
I want an area effect circle.
that's where the storm is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know.
And then you get one lightning strike a turn.
You can spend your action to cause it to strike someone.
Yeah. Similar to our spiritual weapon, you use the action to actually get it to hit something.
I
That's
think
fine.
so. I'm not 100%, but I know
That
it's
sounds about right.
Yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
go.
it's good in Solasta. I know that.
pick on the poor guy right at the back.
Pick on the
No,
guys
because
closest.
I'll go.
Well, no, because the
one-
guys closest people can run to.
Yeah.
Where will you run
It's
to
nobody-
when my pants fall
There's another
down?
relevant bit to restrained. A restrained creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
If we go here, I'll get both of these, won't I, Dave?
Sure.
Either side.
Yeah. So Berserker and Druid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go for them.
Okay, so they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Which, yeah. So when you cast a spell to use a point, each creature within 5 foot of that point must make a dex saving throw. As we've said, it's stormy out, so it's going to be 4d10.
Oh, man.
11, and they roll an 11 and a 6 for their saves. So yeah, that easily hits.
I just wonder which one's the d10. It's the one above the 2, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it looks like it. Oosh. I have 29 damage.
Have 29 damage.
Each.
Oh, shame about the one. As thunder peals overhead, 2 bolts of lightning streak. Oh, several bolts of lightning streak from the sky. You've killed one, Ted. If you want to talk us through that.
As I'm just walking past Rokkr, I'll go, watch this. And one of them just explodes.
Yes, he does. I like exploding.
Yeah, like
Jarek.
that.
So Jarek is walk up to there.
That was 35.
So, I was at 35. Sorry,
That's all right, dude. Yeah.
just a mistype. So walk up to there. So as I walk up to there, so my shield's out and my hammer's away, and I'm going to start casting a spell that no one's seen them no one has seen me cast yet. So I start as I'm walking away from Nick. I start to say a prayer to the Morning Lord and reach my hand up. Though obviously it's thunderous clouds overhead in the direction where the sun is. And I pull down my arm and shoot forward and launch a fireball from my hand, landing, I think there will be about right to catch these 4 down here.
Okay. Well.
Did the cleric just cast fireball?
Yeah.
Now you wanted it, mate. So let's give it to you. So exactly
Yeah, I think
that.
about there catches, if I won't get catches these 4, I think.
So
got it
that's it's 40 feet, isn't it? Fireball.
I think it's 20, isn't it?
I thought it was more. Hang on,
oh.
I've got it. I can have a look.
150 foot range, 20 foot radius.
20 foot radius. Okay.
Same as the entangle radius. So I think it catches all 4 of these from that spot, I believe.
20 foot radius. Yeah. 20. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
So right, okay. So I'll go in and cast that. So where's it gone? So with fireball, each creature gets a dex saving throw or takes 8d6 or half damage if they pass their dex.
And your
so
DC.
the damage. Hang on, I've just took the damage. Then I'll sort out the dex is 15. 24 damage. It's a dex 15 save.
Dex 15. One of the druids, one of the berserkers is at disadvantage. So, sorry, DC 15.
Yes.
Yeah.
The dex.
Okay. First one rolls a natural 1. The one with disadvantage rolls a 12. And then we've got 2 normal saves. Yeah, 2 normal saves, 7 and 17. So last druid passes, he takes 12.
Yeah. So the only one probably close enough to hear me will be Fester, because I'm not shouting this out. But as it launches from my hand, I say, "The Morning Lord sends his regards."
You smell like a
Okay.
baby.
Nice. So not enough to kill, but certainly a nice bit of damage. Anything? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep. Right, Mad Mage. I'm not lying. I've kind of been looking forward to this. What's gonna happen is you notice as he starts casting, he's doing his sort of arcane oogie joogie, ooby jooby, and all the rest of it. And then as he releases the spell, he goes into. It looks like someone's for modern day. Someone's pressed fast forward on him, and he's. And what's going to happen is 3 images around him are going to appear very rapidly. So there's now him and 3 other images. So it looks like there's 4 of him. And then you see this sort of shimmer, this sort of from top to bottom seems to encase him in what looks like a protective shield. And then he sees these rough-looking lads coming towards him. He's now aware of you over his shoulder, and he turns around. You can only just see as his head spins towards you really rapidly, and he seems to be sizing you up. And as his head spins back towards, right. Let me just roll. So 4. Okay, so he casts another spell on himself. And you notice that he's now cast four spells in quick succession, and his skin starts to turn grey, and looks like stone.
I know that spell.
As he then, let's do that then. So he disappears from here and reappears here as a small globe of fire appears in his hand as he throws that forwards.
Has his copies travelled with him, or are they still up here?
The copies have travelled with him.
Okay.
When he summoned them, were they also entangled in vines?
Say again, sorry.
And they were summoned, were they also entangled in vines, just so you couldn't tell which one was the real one?
Yeah, I suppose they were. So how does that work? So he's misty stepped out of the area, so he's now not restrained.
Not restrained anymore.
Just automatic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone proficient in Arcana?
No, I was going to say, would it be Arcana test to have any idea what the hell he's doing?
Nope.
If you're proficient in it, I'll allow it.
My character doesn't. I think I do.
I've got no proficiency.
Monkey
Outside of the game, I've recognised some of the spells, but Jarek would have no idea.
Yeah, one's a mirror image, but I don't know that.
Are you proficient in Arcana, Mark?
No, I'm not going to know.
Okay. What? With this, one that you would know is he's throwing a firebolt. Just a cantrip, but this is without equal the most powerful firebolt you've ever seen. And he disintegrates this druid in one shot. Akxikas, your turn.
Right. Like it didn't need our help.
Probably not.
So where's the mad wizard now?
Can I hold up? As he's done this, he cackles and he looks over towards Fester and he'll say, "Watch this!"
Oh, great! Everyone's getting their cocks out.
Is it 30 feet I can move?
Yeah.
Right, so I'll do my full movement to there. Am I in range of anything? Let's see how far away it is. It's
out.
How do I do that again?
Quickest way is move your character.
Just click and hold down on your character, drag your character around is the easiest one.
Right, so it's 55 No, it's exactly 60 feet away. So the nearest one. Let's see what we. I'd quite like to do a fireball as well, but I don't know if it's just going to be overkill at this juncture.
You can't copy me.
No, I'm not. I'm going to try
It
and
won't be the
take.
Morning Lord.
This one here is the only one I can. Hang on, what's my range? Sorry, guys. I should really have looked at that before. Spells. Oh, 120 feet. So everyone's in range. I'm going to cast one Eldritch Blast at this guy.
Yep.
Well, I'll do it in order. Bonus action, I'll hex this guy.
Okay.
And then I want to cast Eldritch Blast at that guy and this guy.
Sure. So roll to hit the Berserker first, if you would, just north to south.
Sure. It's two
Is that
separate
one
rolls. Isn't
restrained?
it?
Yeah. It
If
is
that one's
restrained.
It's got advantage.
Oh, you got advantage, Mark.
Got advantage.
Oh, wicked. So this is one of them. Roll with advantage. Roll. 28.
Easy hit. Yeah.
The other one isn't advantage though.
Yeah. The other one, I rolled. Where's it gone again? There it is. This will be pants. 15.
The Druid.
Bear with me. They've not had their turn yet, have they? That hits. That hits.
Oh, right, so I've got one blast on the really weaky one.
We'll do north first. Berserker damage first, if you would. Just
Berserker damage. So it's going to be. This is the Eldritch Blast damage.
Yeah.
What level? 1d10 plus 4. There we go. 7.
And then a D6.
And then a D6 for
Him as
Hex. Oh,
Nice.
better.
Okay, and then the Druid.
Well, the Druid's just a normal. What's it? Eldritch PP. So here we go. 21.
You've already hit, Mark. Just need to do the damage.
Oh, wasted a good roll.
6 is enough to kill him. If you want to talk us through that.
Well, it's like a bolt of jet, but its energy so jet black it looks as though it's actually sucking in the light around it. It pierces straight into his head, which goes a bit melony and splats.
Nice. Okay, that's you done.
That's me done.
Nick's up.
I'm going to stand next to Akxikas, and I have not got an issue with copying people's moves. So I'm going to hex this one.
Sure.
And then I'm going to fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at it. So I'll hex it, and then I'll draw my sword, and as I draw it, I'll swing the 2 beams into that one.
Nice.
Nice. Let's see what this does.
Actions, Eldritch Blast. I've got 2 shots. So first shot, second shot.
Both hit.
And then I don't have a plus to this, so mine are just straight D10s. So I've got 2D10 and 2D6 for the hex. Pachoo!
11. It's better than...
And because it was so bad, before I did that, I turned to the Mad Mage and go, "Watch this," and it almost farts out the end of my sword.
Stop me drink, Bobby seconds.
Okay. So what you now see from out of the bushes on this side, you just catch it out of your periphery. In fact, you don't. It's a figure that doesn't make. There's no stealth involved. Rictavio appears. This fella is the bard type lad that you met in the Blue Water Inn.
New target.
He
last time you saw him, he was in the Blue Water Inn, and he was mentioning to you that he was quite intrigued about journeying to the Wizard of Wine's winery to investigate the disappearance of the wine. He's sort of become there's a sort of a bit of a history with Argo that you managed to realised that he wasn't involved with that, if you remember. So he's going to move 30 feet forward, and he's going to call out to you. He's going to call out to you, and he's calling out to the Mad Mage, and he'll sort of be saying to you guys, he'll say, "Oh, I'm here to help! I'm here to help!" And to the Mad Mage, he'll be saying, he'll turn to him and he'll say, "Listen, we're here to help. We're not enemies. We're going to help you fight these lads. What I want you to do, in fact, what I'm going to do is roll a d5, and it's come up with 2, so that's Downing, who's not bloody there. So I'll resolve this in a minute." But that is Rictavio's turn. That takes us to the Druids. 1. How many have I got left? Okay, I've only got 1 left.
Did we kill all your druids apart from 1?
You've killed all my druids apart from 1. Done well.
Tried to kill that one in my defence.
Mark.
Mark's back.
Sorry, Mark.
You're dead, Mark.
Mark, while you disappeared, Rictavio's appeared from the bushes and ran forward. He's basically saying to you guys, "I'm here to help," and he's saying to the Mad Mage, he's saying, "We're here to help you." And you were selected randomly to roll a d20 persuasion for Rictavio. So if you just roll a flat d20 for me.
Certainly.
Okay. And forgive me, insight is a wisdom ability.
Insight is a wisdom ability.
Right. Okay. No, he's okay. Right. Let's figure out what happens. So this druid I've got to do.
He's wishing he was a berserker right now.
He is. As he runs forwards. Action. What he's going to do is he's going to change his attack vector, and he's going to start running towards you guys. As he runs towards with his staff, he starts spinning his staff. And as he does so, from head to toe, his skin turns to bark. That's his turn, though. So that takes us to Rokkr.
+2 AC.
It's a lot more than that now, Mark.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I say a lot more.
A bit more.
+3.
Right. So this guy here, is he dead? Yes, he is, isn't he?
There's somebody else coming dead after your go.
He's not dead. No, he's on full health. He's looking quite hale.
Yeah. I repeat, I am not dead.
I probably should go for this one, shouldn't I? As it's the lowest and closest. Right. I will fire my bow at this one. Entangle's still in place, so I can't do any of my lads.
He casts something that isn't a concentration spell.
Yeah, I haven't got anything to help me.
No.
They're all concentration. So I will attack with my bow, and I am rolling to hit on. What do I do? It's been that long.
No, mate.
What do I do? Hit, roll to hit. So just right click, roll.
Just left click it. Yeah. So that's the one running towards you. 24 hits.
Yeah. Hits.
All the range in the world, and he shoots the guy next to us.
12 is easily enough.
Why didn't you say something?
Mate, don't listen. Don't listen to the nasty man. You carry on, Jim. Takes him down. How do you want to kill him?
Literally, just as the bark skin is slowly sort of forming, it hasn't quite formed, and my arrow just finds that chink in his neck.
Nice.
Yeah,
ripped through the back of him as you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. I believe you've got.
And then the staff goes spinning out of his hand.
I've got a second attack.
Yeah.
Because I get 2 attacks per action, so I'm going to go for Let's go this chap here.
Sure.
Is he restrained?
No, he is not.
What a puss.
23.
23 hits.
8.
8. 8 points of damage. As a solid thunk as the arrow sort of glances off his shoulder, but he's still enraged. And you can see now that these berserker lads are building up a sort of a full berserk mode froth about them. Any movement or bonuses, Jim?
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I will, seeing their frothy rage, I'm just going to back away a little bit. Operation Runaway.
Okay.
Full Braves and Robin.
So berserkers are going to have their turn. So he's got to escape. He can't do anything until he escapes. So it's versus your 15 DC.
14.
14 DC. Rolls a 7, so he's still stuck. This lad is going to have to try and do the same. He can't do anything else. 17. Right, he's out. So as his movement, let me just double check their intelligence. Oh, yeah, he's thick as big shit.
Straight through the difficult terrain then.
Yeah.
Just gonna run.
So 10, 20. That's his 30 feet of movement to there. These berserkers, however, have got full peg on. So he's going to go.
So they're still in the difficult, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. So 10, 20. Really only takes him to the edge. 30, yeah. So 10, 20.
He's really.
He can move a bit further. Yeah, he's stuck. So we've got 4 berserkers left. The rest of them are all stuck. Let me just have a quick gander. No, they've just got great axes in hand as they run forwards. Nothing else that they can do takes us to Festa.
More zappy.
It's got potential for zap. There is this definitely going on. Quite a big zone. Zap zone.
Go for it. So he's dex save 8.
Oh no, that does not help you.
Oh, right you are.
Oh, that's not very good.
Ooh. Okay. Another peal of thunder as a bolt of lightning streaks from the sky and cracks him, knocks him off his run slightly. So that's movement and bonus action.
It might be goose time.
Goose time.
Goose time.
Bring in the goose.
Just don't accidentally hit the goose with the lightning.
Goose on.
No, the goose is going to appear just as the lightning hits. So just in front of the dickhead.
Okay. Are you going to be slightly away with your ranged attack?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I forgot about that. Yarp. Actions. Oh, it doesn't matter. It was the same as my own. Same as my sling, anyway, isn't it? Wait, magic stone. That's it. So yeah, and spit at him.
Okay. Hold up. It's bonus action to spit, isn't it? I think you just get his appearing. Is it 2d6 with a dex save?
Isn't that going to catch the Mad Mage?
Mad Mage.
Is it an area effect one?
Oh, you know what I've forgotten? I've got a litre of Ben and Jerry's chocolate, not chocolate fudge, what is it? Chocolate chip cookie dough In the freezer. Oh. I think it's half a litre, isn't it? That sounds too
Spirit
much.
appears in an unoccupied space of your choice. It's within each creature within 10 foot.
Yeah,
Did
you
you
have to
do
move,
that?
you have to shift it a little bit.
Yeah.
Fine.
Plant it between the two of these guys.
Yeah.
So, there it should be alright, shouldn't it?
Unbelievable! They've both rolled a natural 1 for the dexterity saving throws. That's really bad.
Fire.
2d6 fire damage.
Yeah, let me just. I'll knock off the snap to grid so you can put it right in the middle.
Well, Pete's very large, it's frightening.
9.
9. Okay, that's better. Can't believe you rolled higher on 2d6 than you did 4d10.
No, it's shocking, that is. That's happened at some point.
yeah.
I've had very good rolls.
So that's Fester. Jarek's up.
Okay, so Jarek's going to stride 1 on a turn into the storm. And still I haven't drawn my mace. My arm's still extended forward from releasing the fireball, and 3 bolts of fire erupt from my hand, striking all one on each of these 3
Right.
reprobates.
Let's do it. So we'll go left to right if that's okay with you, dude.
Yeah, so let me just find it on my character sheet. Where's it gone? So left to right. So first one to hit. Do you want me to do all the 2 hits first, or to complete each one?
Yeah, it's your attack, mate. Whatever you want.
Okay, so 16 to hit,
16 hits.
dealing. God, the dice are slow on this one tonight. 9 damage to the first one.
9. Gotcha.
Second one. 13.
13 just hits.
Okay. Dealing 7 damage.
Gotcha.
And then last one. 26. That was nearly a crit. Dealing 9 damage.
Wonderful.
We're
Awesome.
actually quite nails now, aren't we?
It's getting there, isn't it?
We can
Anything
rip them out
else
and
from
take it.
Jarek?
No, I'm quite content with that.
Okay. DM's fun time.
I'm sure there'll be questions after the fight.
Mass smokes roll. He's behind Tesco's, lads.
Okay. The mage is going to move here. And he's cackling and crackling with fear. I tell you what, with madness, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give him an arcane check, actually.
To see if you can work out what the cleric's doing.
Right. Now he did roll a natural 1.
No, he does. No,
Is that 3 in a row?
Yeah, that's quite a few. It is quite a few, actually. So 2. Right, bear with me. Okay, so a bolt of lightning is going to streak out from him in this direction.
I was going to do that.
Cinder needs to make a
Bye,
dexterity
Cinder.
saving throw. Berserk, three
Ain't going to survive this.
This will be a high saving roll.
Bye,
He'll have a high DC.
He will.
His DC will be ridiculous.
27.
This front one dodges out the way ever so slightly, but the rest take full damage. This one's incinerated, just totally. These 2 are just totally torn apart, turned into ash.
Go down.
Oh, I'm not surprised if they were ash. They were definitely after the Wizardard.
Wizard hard.
What did Cinder roll for his save?
Where it is. I always lose it. Fuck off. under actions.
We'll catch up to it when you're ready, Ted. No rush, mate. Because Mark and Avi's go.
Yeah.
Right. Where am I? Down there, aren't I? So, go. Let's be 30 there. And they're both in range. Which one did the thing die that had my hex on it, Dave?
Yes, mate.
Right, I was bonus action. Then I'll move the hex to this lad.
Sure.
And I'll blast both again. In fact, sod it. I'm just going to put both blasts on his face. See if we
On
can just take him
the
down.
fella at the back. He is restrained, so it's 2 Eldritch Blasts with advantage.
Yeah, I think he's bound to make that save sooner or later, so we'll just kill him now.
Okay, come on, Mark. Let's get a crit for the night.
There we go. So first
Dex you
attack.
wanted, wasn't it, Dave?
Say again, Ted.
Dex you wanted, wasn't it, Dave?
Yes, please.
What was that you were saying, Dave? Natural 20.
Yeah. So that's 2d10 plus 2d6 plus whatever.
I'll have to do it here. So 2d10.
36 points of damage for Cinder.
2d6.
I'll do it.
No.
Electric Goose.
So, it's on
What,
fire
what,
already,
what,
Dave.
what dice did you say, Dave? 2d6, 2d10.
Plus
Plus
your
5 units.
Eldritch.
I'm going to add that. Oh, it's going to be Eldritch Blast damage in it, so. Hang on. Never rolled a crit before, so I haven't got a clue what to do.
It might have automatically done it. If you look at your Eldritch Blast damage now, it might say 2d10.
Let's give it a go. Let's just see. So this is the.
Yep, there you go. So that's your crit. This is your crit damage for Eldritch Blast. 20 plus 2d6.
Right, plus 2d6.
28 damage with 1 Eldritch Blast, mate.
is he still standing?
It's still standing. It's looking properly ropey if you want to attack again with advantage.
Yep, I certainly do. Right. Eldritch Blast. I'll just. Oh no. Where do I get advantage? Do I get advantage here? I've just done it.
Right click.
Right click.
Right click the plus to hit. Select
Right.
advantage and then roll.
That's it. I've been a bell cheese as usual. Here we go. Oh, that's not so good. 18.
18 hits.
And this is normal. 11 from that, and then 1d6. There we go. 6.
How does that one die, Mark?
Well, I fired 2. Basically, I'm going to give him. I'm going to throw him the horns. 2 bolts straight from my fingers, burrow straight through his chest, and he just slumps to the ground with intestines spilling out from the massive holes I've just burned through him.
Awesome. Yeah, he did. So you've moved. That's bonus action. Yeah, you're done. Nick, 1 opponent left. Well, as far as you know, 1 opponent left.
Move into here.
Yeah.
Moving my hex onto him.
Gotcha.
And the thing would have been strength if it ever comes up, but
okay.
2 Eldritch Blasts.
Yep.
I'm still not in range to hit things.
Let's do it.
Eldritch Blast 1.
You have to learn to run, Dan.
Just hits.
Eldritch Blast 2. That hits.
Yep.
So 2d10, 2d6.
Yep. Not quite enough.
That's fine. And I'm trying to. I'm edging. I've gone that direction to try and edge close to Rictavio to keep an eye on what he's actually doing.
Sure.
So I'm a bit
okay.
sus.
I suspect if Rokkr gets a go soon, that he's going to die, that other fella there, in that spot.
So Rictavio continues to move forward. He's not moving at full pace now. He's slowed down. He's run a little bit, but he's slowing down, and from underneath his tunic, he pulls out a medallion, an amulet of some description. You're not quite close enough to see it, and it's not light enough with it being Barovia to actually see it. But he's holding the amulet in one hand, and he's still saying to the Mad Mages, "We're friends. We're here to help you. It's all right. Everything's okay." And he's very much the tone of his voice and his whole countenance. He's trying to be calming as this Mad Mage is looking all the way around.
Is it Vistani Rictavio?
No, he's half elf.
I'm trying to remember where we met him because I know the name, obviously.
In the pub.
Was he Jeff in the pub?
He was in the
Oh,
pub.
Sabretooth.
Ted snuck around his wagon, and then we met him in the pub.
He's the vampire hunter.
That's him, I recall now. I knew him.
Rokkr.
Oh, I wonder what's going to
Yeah.
happen to that little bastard.
He's gonna get an arrow in his eye.
It's just French. True.
Oh, that was so close to a crit. 25.
Still hits, yeah.
Or 13.
That's enough.
Awesome. Straight through his eye, through the back of his head, and he just kind of slumps.
Fantastic.
So as the last one dies, this fella, with his hair blowing in the wind, he looks properly crazed. As Rictavio is still holding this amulet, and as he moves forwards, you do now catch a glint of it that you can pay him full attention, and you can see it actually appears to be a symbol of a sun. I'm not asked for a religion check at this point. It appears to be a symbol of the Morning Lord or a light deity of some description. As he approaches the Mad Wizard, and you see this Mad Wizard looking around with all 3 copies of him sort of walking around. And Rictavio, he'll turn to you guys and he'll say, "Just approach him slowly. This guy could help."
Everyone ran him in a circle.
And the Mad Wizard, as he's tucking around, says, "Who are you? What do you want? What do you want with me?"
Friends.
Yeah, we'll let Nick do the talking with his charisma.
We're friends. We're told you can help. I don't know in what way, but we can help you, and you can help us.
Okay. Now, forgive me. I don't know if you guys can remember. I can't. Have you told Rictavio about Madame Eva or anything to do with Madame Eva? I think you haven't.
I haven't. I know full well.
So as you're launching into this, Rictavio is sort of looking backwards and forwards between the two of you. But it's the Mad Mage who then responds, and he'll say, "Help! Who sent you? Who sent you?"
No one said.
No, she did. Madame Eva told us.
Okay.
Give us the clue.
I'll let Mark take over then.
Okay. Yeah, I say.
You've said it.
Yeah, I said what I said just then.
What did you say? I
said Madame Eva gave us the clues to find you.
Okay, righto. Let's have a persuasion check from you then.
Okay. Can I inspire myself?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Right. Persuasion. I picked intimidation instead, and I so should have gone persuasion. So initial roll. Oh, superb. Plus. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Nah, he's not even remotely interested in me.
No, he's not, because well, I mean, you're not trying to deceive him, though, are you?
No, we did. She did send us. Well, she gave us the
Okay,
hints.
but obviously he's not convinced by this, so he continues and he's looking at Rictavio now. It's almost as if he's blanking Akxikas out now. As he starts to back away slightly, and he'll say,
as seeing that he's kind of reacting like that, I'll let go of my shield because I still haven't got the hammer out, and just kind of walk with my hands kind of gestured down, just so we're here to oppose Strahd.
Okay, so straight away at this, he's all of his attention spins to Jarek, and he'll say, "You fight the devil."
We fight the devil.
And you see his shoulders drop.
We look to fight the devil.
Okay. And at this point, Rictavio will move a little bit closer. Everyone's wherever you're standing. Obviously,
I'll take one step. Just take one step further forward. While I've got my hands out. Like...
Rictavio will turn to you all and he'll say, "I think he's under the effects of a mind blank spell. We need that to wear off before I can help him." So again, none of you have the Arcana proficiency, so that really doesn't make much sense to you as he mentions this.
Well, I just sidelongs talk to him saying, "How long does that take?"
Rictavio will say, "Well, it could take any time. We just need to keep him talking, keep him here, keep him happy, and then I think I can help him." So now that you've mentioned Strahd, Rictavio starts talking to the Mad Mage. And he's calming him down, and he gets a little bit closer, and it gets to the point where the Mad Mage, you can see that the madness in his eyes is still there, but he's very much starting to calm down. And 10 minutes, 20 minutes pass, and you can see there's a visible change with the Mad Mage as he sort of sags a little bit. Most of the enchantments around him, so the shield disappears, his skin turns back to normal, and these lads disappear around him. And Rictavio says, "It's time." And he says to the Mad Mage, "I'm here to help. I want to help you." And Rictavio reaches out to touch him by the shoulder, and I want who would know? Who has? So wait a minute. It'll be Jarek and Nik. Need to make a religion check.
So that goes really well for me, doesn't it? Usually.
Only.
What are deities?
12.
And that's a good one.
Rictavio is casting some form of restorative magic on him. It's not a healing spell. It's a restoration of some description. And the madness in the Mad Mage's eyes just disappears. And he's again. It's the second one of the session where he's back in the room and he looks around all of a sudden, and he'll take a breath and he'll say, "Thank you. Who are you?" Turning towards all of you and Rictavio. Rictavio at this point looks exhausted. He doesn't look like he's able to respond.
Go down.
That sounds like great restoration, then.
That's what that sounds like, but I rolled a 1. Friends.
Friends from where?
He's not mad anymore, Dan. You can talk to him.
From all over. The devil. We are the devil's latest playthings.
Okay, at this, he will gesture, and then indicate behind him into the forest, and he starts to walk off. And he turns around and gestures for you to follow.
Are we going to a magnificent mansion?
Follow. The first to follow.
Yeah, I'm happy to tag along if everyone else is going.
Okay. I'll retrieve my shield, and then I'll offer support to Rictavio if he needs a bit of help walking.
Sure. He's fine. He's recovered from his ordeal. A short distance behind the tree line, the Mad Mage, he gestures, and a door out of nowhere opens up, and beyond it, you can see a mansion.
Yay!
You metagaming motherfuckers. As the Mad Mage steps in and he invites you in, Rictavio steps in. What do you want to do?
Go in.
Go to bed.
Did Jarek go with him?
Yeah, I'm walking with Rictavio.
Oh, I'm just trying to get to you and go, what did you do?
Well, it's 11, so I think it's bedtime.
Go boom.
Are you going in?
Yeah.
So as you
Yeah.
step through the threshold of this mansion that's appeared from nowhere, the Mad Wizard closes the door, turns to you all, and says, "We have many things to discuss. First, introductions. My name is Mordenkainen."
Fuck off.
That's where we'll finish the session tonight,
Yeah.
shall we?
Oh, cool.
No way.
He's who? Sorry.
He's more.
Mordenkainen.
He's a archmage from
Uber
Greyhawk
mage.
setting.
He's one of the creators of D&D's character.
Yeah.
We'd have lasted like maybe a turn or
Well-
two against him.
We're out of the recording now, aren't we, Dave? When we're